See if it works. Yep. Alright. There you go. Now if you type exclamation point Misha, it's gonna link to my the link to the Misha laugh video. So that's for you guys. But yes, we are gonna dive into this because we have some Emerald to get through. And if I play my cards right, tonight might be the last one. So we don't have too many more tangents like we did last time, but you know how it goes. So anyway, the morning is far too early for my tastes. Doesn't help that I had trouble sleeping last night. There were simply too many things to think about. My mind refused to slow down. You gotta rest, man. You gotta rest your video. You gotta do your things. Etc. You know how it is, right? Funny sound. Yay, Wi-Fi's working. I will allow that comment, King, because I understand your pain. Yo, how's it going, Tom? I added exclamation point Misha as a chat command now. So links to the Misha laugh video. So I replayed the rooftop, the park, and everything else over and over in my mind. There's a small part of my mind that is still paranoid. This all has been some kind of joke. I'll meet up with Emmy at the track and she'll act like nothing happened yesterday. Pushing these thoughts to the back of my mind, I throw on my running clothes and open the door. Actually, it might because, you have to do your workouts in the morning. Come on, Giselle. Come on. Is Fangking looks like Sora? Oh, he's very different. Very different from Mr. When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. That's just simple and clean lyrics, never mind. It has nothing to do with Sora. You have done nothing wrong, Tom? I don't know. I hear rumors that someone is trying to make a 10-hour rendition of the Misha laugh track, so we'll see how that goes. Emmy's waiting for me with her usual smile. Actually, it'd probably be funnier if someone went through and clipped all the Misha laughs I actually did in the live streams and just strung them all together. That'd be funny. That's a lot of work, though. I would not hold it against anyone if no one wants to do that. Oops, I triggered some fanboyism in the chat. My mistake. Emmy's waiting for me with her usual smile. You're late. Or at least, you're not early today. Are you tired or something? I find myself ruefully rubbing the back of my head. Something like that, yeah. 1000% more Misha is required. Uh-oh. Lots to think about and all that. King, first of all, Emi Ibarazaki is no mere lolly. She's the main star of this route. And Hisao and Emi, I believe, are a year apart? Same? I don't know. Whatever. Emi giggles at my mild understatement. Yeah, I didn't sleep that well either. I was actually glad you weren't early, because I wasn't early either. Good job, Emi. I wonder if the same thing kept us awake. Oh, you're talking about your game? Whatever, King. Stop talking about Fairy Fencer F now. Come on. It's Katawa Shoujo to be talked about. The image of her weeping face passed through my mind. Both on final year at high school? Okay, so we're the same age. What kept you up? Emi's expression falters, but she quickly notices my curiosity and forces a smile. Nothing important. She's obviously not telling me something. Question is, should I press the issue? Something clearly has been bothering her for a while. Want to help her. Would it just come off as me being nosy? She's got to know I care about her, though. Are you sure? Something's bothering you. I'm here to help you sort it out. Emi laughs then, but it's not her usual laugh. There's an edge to it that seems almost bitter. Sort it out? I'm not sure it can be sorted out, Hisao. An almost grim smile crossed her lips. It's like a smile of resignation. What? I don't think you can help me anyway. That hurts. I don't want to say that it hurts to her, but it does. I mean, no offense, Sal, you're kind of useless. Wait, what? Doesn't she realize I want to be there for her when things go wrong? Well, I won't push you on the matter. But I'm here for you if you decide later that you'd like to talk about it. Hey, how's it going, Uni? It might help. can see the debate raging behind Emi's eyes. Seems like she wants to tell me, but she's not sure whether or not she can. Hey, forget about it for now, okay? Got running to do. The mention of running something that she can handle brings Emi back to her usual self. The bit will not begin again today? Oh my goodness, can't believe there was one. Right! Hurry up and stretch out, Hisao. We've got to get moving. It's going to be more of the hype emotes war. Takes off like a shot, far quicker than I'm used to. Still, I try to keep pace with her, recklessly testing my limits. It gives me a feeling of freedom, like my heart is no longer important. Except it is, kind of. Come on, your heart is important. I find myself wanting to laugh, filled with the feeling of moving beyond what I once called my boundaries. The nurse's warnings to not overdo things echo in my mind, and I disregarded them. This feeling I have, this willingness to risk a heart attack for something so trivial as a morning run, feels out of character for me. Oh man, when you try to do it too much and then it just cuts off. Behold my army. But is it? Rather, should it be? I've got a weak heart, sure. I'll never be capable of the kind of speed and endurance Emi's capable of. But I probably wouldn't be able to get that good even if I had a healthy heart. As we round the final bend, I feel my legs screaming in protest, but for the first time I ignore them. You broke it again? Accelerate to finish at a sprint, nearly catching up to Emi. That was never going to happen, of course. Still, it feels surprisingly good. Oh sure, my legs feel like they're about to catch fire, having trouble staying upright. There's been a shift of some sort today. It's all thanks to the girl grinning at the finish line and waiting for me. Felt a little faster than usual. The comment is met with a grin and a shrug. Can't have you think I was going to go soft on you now, can I? But you managed to handle it just fine. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Still feeling the high from the run, moved by a surge of gratitude, sees Emi in a hug. Thanks. Really, I'm not just saying that. How tall is Emi? She looks short. She's pretty short. Not gonna lie. I mean, you're dead. Something like that, right? Emi seems flustered by my words, squirming uncomfortably. Don't be silly, Hisao. Someone had to haul you out here, didn't they? And it's not like you're not doing anything for me, right? I needed a running partner, remember? I shake my head, still pointedly not letting go of Emi. Without squirming, merely looks up to me with a quickly deepening blush that almost seems out of character. Well, she's definitely shorter than a lot of people without her perspectives, okay? No, that's not true. You wanted a running partner, but you didn't need one. If I hadn't shown up the day after the festival, you would still run, right? But it doesn't work the other way around. I only managed to make it out a few times before the festival. Without you, probably wouldn't have made it out at all after that. Emi smiles at me and prods my chest with one finger. You are pretty lazy, Hisao. Hey, you're pretty much a scumbag, Hisao. Wait, what? Hey, I was giving you a compliment. Well, you're welcome, I guess. Pay you back somehow. Oh, well... That's not necessary, you know? I mean, I kinda like you, Hisao. And... being able to run with you in the mornings isn't exactly a bad deal for me either, so... For someone who gets so much praise, she seems unused to gratitude. Can't think of anything else to say, so we fall silent. Become aware of Emi's breathing, of the dampness of her clothing, of the scent of her. And then Hisao became creeper mode again. God damn it, Hisao. Coming off of anyone else, it would stink. Coming off of Emi fits her in a way nothing else could. Her skin is cool, slick with sweat, and a breeze causes goosebumps to rise. Check the fandom page. Alright, that's goal. How tall is Emi? That's what we're gonna find out. Almost without thinking about it, I lean down to meet Emi's mouth, which has already moved to meet my own. Her lips are soft. She hums happily as we kiss, sending vibrations from her mouth to mine. 4-9. There's startling rightness to everything about this moment. We fit one another perfectly. Kiss ends, I finally let my arms drop back to my sides. Emmy is smiling warmly at me and giggles again. Come on, Isao. Better go see the nurse. Then it happens. She turns to begin walking. She gives out a tiny yelp and stumbles forward. Emmy! Leap to steady her and notice with some concern she's favoring the same leg as last night. Your leg. Emmy seems panicked and pushed away from me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's fine. My expression must seem hurt because she hastens to apologize. Sorry. Didn't mean to push you like that. I was just... Stumbles for something to say. It's nothing, really. Hey, don't worry about it. She's so flustered, I decide to shrug the whole thing off. There's a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach now that won't go away. I tried to step in and help her, and she pushed me away. Smiling, shoved these thoughts to the back of my mind and concentrate on Emmy. I just don't want you getting hurt, that's all. You don't have to worry about me, honest. I'm fine. Yes, you say that, but I don't believe you. I don't believe it! Wait, why don't you tell me what's wrong? It's like she's getting offended by me trying to help. What am I supposed to make of that? She doesn't want to rely on anyone. It's basically, you know. I still tried to sort out what happened on the track as we arrive in front of the nurse's office. Amy raises her hand to knock, hesitates, and turns to me smiling guiltily. Hey, can you do me a favor? Of course. Can you tell the nurse that I'll see him later? I just remembered that I've got some stuff to take care of before class. So I really need to get moving. Peer at her closely and she fidgets under my stare. Yeah, she's clearly just avoiding the nurse. That leg of hers. Well, whatever I said, I'd help, and so I will. I'll make damn sure she sees the nurse before the day's out. Yeah, okay. I'll let him know. Emmy looks like I've just given her a pony on Christmas. Yes! This pony is now mine, for I have received it as a gift. Wait, what? Thank you so much. You're the best, Isao. I'm rewarded for my complicity in her lie by a kiss that makes it all worth it, or so I tell myself. As Emmy heads out of the building, trying hard not to let her limbs show, knock on the door of the office. Oh, Isao, come on in. I don't see Emmy with you. She's not sick again, is she? Come on, bro, you can tell me. I'm the friendly neighborhood nurse, man. The tone of his voice, I don't think the nurse is expecting me to say, yes, she's ill. She said that she'd forgotten to do something, and so she had to skip out. But she'll see you later today. We don't know what's wrong with her leg? Not yet. I'm sure we'll find out something later, right? Nurse heaves an exasperated sigh. Honestly, that girl, man. She's been avoiding me. Yesterday she was in and out of here without even taking off her prosthetics. Now this. Well, at least it's not just me. It's not just me Emmy doesn't want worrying. That's, comfort, I guess. No, that's bad, Isao! That's more worrying. She's not even seeing the person that's in charge of her health and physical condition. Come on, Isao! Get with it. Still, I feel like I should say something about her leg. I said I'd lie for her, but she really needs to see him. Now that you mention it, she was limping pretty badly today. And last night as well. The nurse's eyes narrows at the words, last night. What exactly were you two doing last night? We were, on a date. We were doing them hip youngster things called, the going outs. The sliding into each other's DMs, as they puts it. Wait, what? The nurse raised his eyebrows as if surprised. Really? Interesting. Oh, yeah, bruh. What does Emmy stand? Something with legs. Huh? Oh, nothing. His gaze turns thoughtful and then he grins at me. You don't think you could use some of that boyfriend charm? Get her to come see me today, could you? Come on, man. Of course. I was planning on doing that anyway. I think she's really hurt and just pretending she isn't. Yes, she does that. Afraid I'll make her stop running. Will you? I don't like to. If it's bad enough that she's been limping, well, guess I'll have to see what's wrong for myself before I make that call. I see. Joe from Family Guy, what? Emmy not allowed to run? Perish the thought. I don't know if she'll be able to function without running. No wonder she's reluctant to admit anything's wrong. Well, I'll make sure she sees you. Good. Oh, and before I forget, grins at me again in what feels like a vaguely threatening manner. Don't forget that I know what medications you're on. Be careful out, Emmy, got it? Wow, he looks serious too. Got it. Don't hurt Emmy, wouldn't dream of it. Brad, you know what I'm saying, man? Your heart's gonna probably give out. I'm not gonna lie, man. I hate for you to be late. Huh? Late as in late Hisao Nakai. Frowns briefly dissatisfied. Sounded better in my head. Well, at any rate, get out here before you miss your first class. Got things to do, I'm sure. Shoo, get out. This pot won't smoke itself, man. Celebratory pot. Oh, yeah. As they leave, I notice the nurse pulling out his phone and dialing a number. Mako, your daughter's being a pain in the ass again. Better head back to my room or I really will be late. Oh, shoot. Calling the mother. Hey, wasn't he supposed to check my heart rate? The lunch bell sounds, and I bring myself out of the stupor I slipped into during the morning classes. I think there was a wahaha in the background, but I didn't hear it because I was in a stupor. My lack of sleep last night, coupled with the increased pace of this morning's run, has left me a little exhausted. Despite that, I find myself skipping stairs up to the roof. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're gonna eat lunch, yeah. The thrill of excitement now, in addition to the pleasure one gets from eating lunch with one's friends. Dude, it's blind. If something happens and I happen to call it right, complete luck. By the way, Emmy would totally have the same stand as the JoJo from Part 7. Just say. We've managed to have a class without her. The day's not done, King. True, both Emmy and Rin are still my friends, but Emmy has become more than that now. Rin is back in her usual spot on the roof, almost as if she's never been absent. Feeling better, I take it. I don't know. Rin just goes like, I'm dying. Whatevs. Raised eyebrows, my word for speaking. You going to go quiet now, Tom? Alright. Better than what? Or better than you felt yesterday? Does she also have spin? Probably. Rin gives my question some serious thought. Not sure. I think I might have felt rather good for some of yesterday, but it's all fuzzy. Too much cold medicine? Well, I was asleep, and that usually is pretty good. But I can't remember what it feels like to be asleep, because I'm not conscious for it. It's a real problem. Then again, if I knew how good it felt, I might not sleep anymore. But this way, I keep trying, so I guess that's how I can keep from being overtired. An eternal mystery to keep you sleeping at night? Maybe mystery is the wrong word. Intangibility might be the proper way to describe it. I see. No, I don't. I don't see it at all. No idea what she's talking about, but that's okay since I really do. God damn it, yourself. Do you remember what sleeping feels like? Like yesterday? Do you remember what you felt like sleeping yesterday? Well, I actually didn't get a lot of sleep yesterday. Maybe that's because you remember subconsciously. Actually, I think I was worrying about Emmy. Doesn't Emmy worry enough about herself? I hadn't considered that, but it gives me pause. True, but would she ask for help if she needed it? Rin frowns and I raise an eyebrow. Will I get a proper answer? Probably not. Is there something she should be asking for help with? Her leg, for starters. This seems to catch Rin's interest. Leg. That look, man. It's hurt, but she won't see the nurse about it. Rin shakes her head in disapproval. You have to make her. Like, she makes me go to class for her own good. Otherwise, she could lose her legs again, and that's just too weird. Losing things twice. Especially if you don't find them again to begin with. Unless prosthetics are the same as finding something. That's a different kind of lost, isn't it? I think so. I wonder. Wonder what? Emmy seems to have snuck up on Rin and me, though Rin doesn't seem especially surprised, which is, in itself, unsurprising, I suppose. Rin managed to sit herself upright quite expertly, throwing her upper body forward, using her momentum to right herself. Your leg. How's it feeling? That earns me a frown and a bit of a glare. It's okay, I think. Not worth worrying about. Tell that to the nurse. He's quite insistent that you visit him, you know. And he pouts like I've just told her she's been grounded. Grounded! Go to the nurse's office. Just 4D chess with everyone. He worries too much. It's not a big deal. Just a little soreness. Try to resist rolling my eyes in exasperation. It's nothing that you should have no problem seeing him, right? Emmy narrows her eyes suspiciously. Did he put you up to this? Well, maybe. A little. But that's not the point. I would have reminded you to see him anyway. It would be terrible to see you really hurt and not do anything about it. That would make it worse. I don't really want to see you hurt, you know? Call me crazy. I kind of would prefer to see you happy and healthy. With each statement, Emmy's frown fades a little more, until eventually she's grinning, albeit a little shyly. Oh. Kenji has hermit purple? No, Kenji's just a hermit. Well, if you're going to put it that way, then I guess I'll have to see him. Otherwise, you'll keep worrying, and I'll never hear the end of it, right? That's right. Keep bugging you about it, and that might put a damper on our dates. How's the food, Sal? Talk to the nurse, Emmy. How was your day, Sal? Talk to the nurse, Emmy. Sal, I think I'm ready to go all the way. Talk to the nurse, Emmy. See, it doesn't work at all. Like, to completely terrible. Like, every single time. You'd be like, hey, Sal, how's your day? Talk to the nurse, Emmy. Emmy giggles at my high-pitched rendition of her own voice. Damn it, I didn't do a bad impersonation of my bad... I missed my chance. Could have done a bad impersonation of my own dub voice of Emmy. Emmy giggles at my high-pitched rendition of her own voice and gives me an affectionate shove. My voice isn't that high, you jerk. I thought it was pretty accurate. Thanks, Rin. Rin's like, yeah, wasn't bad, I guess. look at Emmy's face too. Thought that was pretty accurate. I may stare at Rin for a while before I burst into laughter. Emmy crossed her arms and huffs, mock offended. You're both jerks. Such vile calumnies from you, young woman. I'm stunned that you would call me, of all people, a jerk. Honestly, I don't know what to think. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me. You ass. So, Rin, how's our club these days? Rin, seemingly as surprised by the sudden change of topic as I am, takes a minute to think before answering. I believe it's okay. Although Nomiya keeps telling me to work harder. But I don't think he understands my methods. He always struck me as slightly creepy. Rin ponders this statement for a while. I've never really noticed. But I don't pay much attention to him most days, so maybe that's why. How often do you meet? Think you're joining Isao? What? Nah, I already decided to join the club.
Really? Which one?
Well, it's not really much of a club, to be honest.
Oh, you joined the tea club.
No, I joined the science club, I think. Emmy looks highly confused. Paint walls with your feet? I mean, like, you know, that's a good way to do it, right? Can't paint, Tom? That's okay. I used to be really good at watercolors, but, you know, that was like a long time ago.
We have a science club?
Not really, it's just me. Joke falls flat, just like 2D girls do. What?
Sal, that's not a club. That's sitting in a room reading books.
No, I mean, it's just me and Muto. I'm just the only student so far.
Muto? Really?
A thought strikes her.
Oh, is that what you were talking about yesterday? You were meeting with Muto?
Yeah, that was our first meeting, I guess. Falls like Blonde's chest? That too. Emmy giggles.
Nerd! Nerd!
Anyway. Hey, can't help being clever.
You know, I could have used your help years ago. You should have had your heart attack earlier in life, Sal.
I laugh, and I realize that is probably one of the very rare times I've laughed about my heart attack. Hindsight.
Yeah.
The ring of the bells ends our conversation. Guess we better go. Did you guys even eat? No, it's okay. Tom is also used to the Hammer Express. What?
Yeah, I guess so. Come on, Rin, you too.
Rin has apparently begun to doze off, so Emmy gives her a sharp bump. I almost had it.
Sorry, but you need to go to class.
I disagree. Maybe if I nap in class, I'll get it this time. Changing locations is sometimes helpful for that kind of thing. Neither Emmy or I bother asking what it is. If you die, you die. You won't die. No dying. As we arrive at my classroom, Emmy gives me a quick kiss and heads down the hallway, Rin in tow. Oh, snap! Literally at every corner, there is a Misha to laugh. I turn to enter the classroom to be met by the duo. She's named Misha. No! She's like, I saw that, right? Misha seems to be fighting a losing battle to keep from breaking into fits of giggles while she translates Shizune's latest rant.
While we are pleased, nay, thrilled, to see how well you've managed to make new friends and forge relationships, and with such a cutie too, Hee-chan.
I think that last part was probably Misha.
We nevertheless feel compelled to politely remind you that public displays of affection are strictly forbidden. Really? That's disappointing, Shi-chan. By Section 8 of the Code of Conduct laid out in the student handbook. In this case, however, ignorance of the law may be your excuse, as we are feeling lenient.
Yo, I love Misha, man. She's such a good, Misha's such a good, mood maker, I think. And mood breaker in some cases. Like, she's bad at making mood sometimes, you know. She's either, like, all in or not. Oh my god. Just the Misha man? That'd be funny. No, I'm gonna go through all the characters first before that.
And the paperwork required to punish the both of you would only add to the already mountainous volume of work which confronts us, the sole members of the student council. And besides, you two are adorable together. Therefore, consider this a formal warning, and please refrain from such displays in the future, at least when Shizune can see you, Hee-chan.
This whole spiel is so patently ridiculous that I can't help but reply in the same pompous manner. Well, I, for one, feel enlightened. I apologize profusely for my rash actions, and will strive to contain my baser impulses, which, I fear, impel me towards such inappropriate displays of public affection. It is hardly my wish
to burden an already overworked student council with such petty matters, and will do my best to make your lives easier in this matter in the future. Oh my god, this is great. At least when Shizune is watching. This last line is delivered with a wink to Misha, finally losing control over laughter. You knew it was gonna happen. Well said, Hee-chan! Chuckling a little myself, we entered the classroom. Hashtag plushie abuse? Wait, why? What's happening? Oh, the teleportation device doesn't work. Sorry. Class is uneventful, and after the final bell rings, I find myself alone with Muto again. So, it looks like we've all assembled for the second meeting of the Science Club. Yes. Or is this the first? What do you think? Should we count yesterday as a meeting? Well, we did form the club yesterday, didn't we? That seems like club business, so we can safely call yesterday a meeting. Yeah, who have you been punching all this time? King. I don't know. I don't know who you've been punching, man. Muto? He's creepy. Muto's just kind of awkward. He actually reminds me of one of my science teachers I had back in high school. He's one of those guys who's like really, really too smart. So he has trouble sometimes dealing with people in a normal manner. And he looks the part too. And that's all it is. It's a guy that's like, just imagine him that he's like a super science nerd. And you'll get it. Wait, is that Philosopher's Stone Sensei? From GX? Muto smiles in his usual stilted and awkward way. I wonder if the muscles in his face are just not shaped correctly to let him smile naturally. You really do have a knack for this, I think. Logical thought processes, that is. I'm glad that someone recognized him by Philosopher's Stone Sensei. I guess so. I forgot his name too, man. A scientist speaks with authority, Sal. The answer here is yes, I do. Yes, we can. The one that became a cat. When the world wants to know how it works, we tell it. Even if all we've got is a decent hypothesis. But we must sound certain anyway. Because we're the authorities on the subject, right? He chuckles to go along with his awkward smile at his awkward joke. I'm doing my best not to grimace, but I don't think I'm being too successful. That's entirely false, of course. We know a lot, sure, but nobody's an expert on how the world works. If only because nobody can be sure. With no certainty, there are no experts. Yeah, I don't remember. I had never watched GX dub. I actually watched it subbed way back. But we like to pretend sometimes. There's some things we can be certain of, right? Yes, but no. We know gravity's there, for example. To illustrate, Muto picks up a pencil and drops it. See? Still there. But it's good to check every once in a while. That's why you'll still see researchers mucking about with gravity. We're pretty sure we know how it works, but there's always a chance that something isn't how we think it is. That is actually true for a lot of sciences. Everything is a, like, hypothesis, a theory, you know, it's the theory of relativity, for example. So you check and check and check. That's science in a nutshell, Sal. Yeah, that's actually very true. Like, you know, that's why you go, if you perform an experiment the exact same way 1 billion times and it comes out 1 billion ways, you go, well, it's proven plausible. But the moment, like the 1,000,000th time, they go, we had a completely different result and doing it the exact same way as everyone else. And everyone goes, all right, we have to re-look at this, rethink this. It's very interesting, actually. You know, it's not about like simply, oh yeah, why don't we just have faith in it? Like, because that stagnates the idea of growing the science. I think we as people should also live like that.
Don't do the same thing over and over again. If you can do the same thing over and over again and get different results, look into it. I mean, is what I mean, okay? You keep streaming Zawaldo? That's fair. The whole time I listened, feeling rather spellbound. Who just seems to really be passionate about this stuff, I think. It's hard to tell sometimes. How the world works. How humans work. How the universe works. All these questions to be answered. And depending on what I go into, maybe I could even figure out a way to fix my heart. That said, I don't think that's a real priority for me. Besides, as we start discussing the book you gave me yesterday, I find myself more and more interested in that than my heart condition. Ah. Before we realize it, an hour's gone by. Well, let's call the meeting over for now, okay? We'll have another meeting, tomorrow or the day after. Consider this for a moment. Call it the day after. Got a lot of grading to do. Okay, see you then. As I exit the classroom, I realize I don't really have anything to do tonight. I mean, I didn't make plans, so guess I'll go to the library. Be doing homework in my room anyway. Screw homework. Screw it. The library always seems cooler than the rest of the building. Probably to keep the books from getting damaged by excessive heat and humidity. Books are sturdy objects, but if you want to keep them in good condition, it takes a little effort. Got several books that are all so well worn the pages are barely clinging to the spine. It seems impossible for them to still be usable, but if you handle them with care. I made my way to the main desk, where I spot Yuko busying herself with something or another. She smiles at me as I enter and waves.
Hello, Isao. Good to see you again. What are you looking for this time?
Nothing in particular, I guess. I just didn't really feel like going back to my room is all. Yuko nods.
Well, if you're unoccupied, maybe you can help me look for something.
Sure, what do you need? Yuko brings a finger to her lips and looks around furtively. Seems to be looking for eavesdroppers. No, I just looked left and right at me and I didn't see anybody here, so clearly I'm doing good. Come closer. Okay, creepy ASMRs aside.
Come closer.
Take a few hesitant steps forward while feeling distinctly unnerved. Yuko lowers her voice to a confidential whisper.
I'm on the trail of the Yamaku cat burglar.
The what?
Shh. The walls have ears, Isao. Or they might. But listen, those missing books, remember them?
Yeah?
Well, they weren't missing. They were stolen. I'm convinced of it.
I remember you saying something of the sort earlier. But how do you know? Yuko leans in closer and, if possible, whispers even lower.
Because I found one of his hiding places.
You did what? Yuko looks triumphant.
Found one of his stashes. It was under one of the stairwells in the boys' dorm. 3 books I've been looking for, all there. I suspected a thief before, but this proves it.
So, did you take back the books? Yuko looks as if I've just suggested she walks around naked.
Are you nuts? He can't know I'm onto him. He might go to the ground and evade capture.
Uh-huh. So, what do you need my help with then? Yuko casts another glance around the library and leans in closer.
You've got to spy for me.
Spy?
Yeah, like when you're in the dorms, you know? Keep an eye out for suspicious activity.
What constitutes suspicious anyway? I mean, Kenji's a pretty suspicious dude, but I'll wager he barely goes to class, much less sneaks into the library to pilfer books. Still, what's the harm in saying yes? At least, it'll get me out of this weird conversation. Yeah, I can do that. No problem. Yuko straightens up and claps excitedly.
Great! Now hurry up and talk about something else in case someone comes in. How's the school treating you?
Pretty well actually. Sal's down. My name is Sal. I'm just looking for a cat burglar. I'm sorry. Pretty well, actually. We're running in the mornings with...
Emi Ibaraki, right?
Yeah. How do you know?
I served you 2 tea in the tea house, remember? I deduced that if you were going to run with anyone, it would probably be her.
She looks pleased with herself. Impressive. Impressive deductive skills.
No need to thank me, my dear Watson.
Kind of thing, right? Here's his Bond. Yeah, right. The worst 00 agent then. Anyway, yes, we've been running in the mornings. And we kind of started dating. Yuko claps her hands together excitedly.
Oh, goody. Goody. Really? That's great. I bet you two are great together. I love seeing people find one another like that, you know? I even thought to myself when you walked into Shanghai that one time, I wonder if that kid will wind up with one of those girls.
Double O Wahaha would make a lot more sense. Okay, really? Yuko doesn't seem to notice my somewhat weirded out tone and nods affirmatively.
Yep. I can tell you'd wind up with one of them, you know? I've got an eye for that sort of thing. Of course.
Expression droops slightly.
I'm not so good at it myself.
I'm sure that's not true. There's plenty of fanboys watching right now that would be like, Yuko is great! Wait, what? What? It's actually Wario. He's gonna catch you. I'm sure that's not true.
Oh, it's true. I met this guy once. We got along really great, but it turned out he was younger than me. And that was kind of weird, but not terribly so. What was really weird was that he disappeared one day, and I've not seen him since then.
Huh. That does seem kind of odd.
Doesn't it? I hope it wasn't something I did.
Bill can build to reassure her. I'm sure it wasn't. I intend to try and calm her down further, but the both of us jump in surprise at the ringing suddenly coming from my pocket. Yuko sighs to steady herself as I pull the phone from my pocket. I feel a little sheepish for indirectly causing the incident. Emmy, what's up?
Oh, thank God. I haven't called your phone before, so I didn't know if this number would work or whether you'd pick up, and I can't.
Whoa there, Emmy, slow down. What's wrong? There's a pause on the other side of the line, during which I can hear Emmy trying to control her breathing in order to calm down. Something's got her terribly agitated, starting to agitate me. Uh-oh.
Can you stop by? Like now? Or shortly after? Now? I really, really need to talk to you.
There's a tone of pleading in the last sentence that I don't think I've ever heard from her. Of course, I'll be right there. Hold steady, okay? My increasingly agitated state, I've apparently started saying things that don't quite make sense.
Okay. I'll be okay.
See you soon. I pressed the button to end the call before slipping the phone back into my pocket. Apologize to Yuko for running off and run off. Perhaps at some point I would have stopped to think about the time, or how suspicious it looks for a guy to enter a girl's dorm at this hour. So right now, just concerned with getting into Emmy and finding out what's wrong and how I can help her. Knocked on the door and greeted with a subdued, "Come in." Something's very wrong as I stare at the scene before me. Emmy's there, yes. She's in a wheelchair. Her legs are missing. Glance at her room, see them sitting in a corner, looking like they've been thrown there. Emmy responds to my entrance with a lopsided grin that is both pleased to see me and completely, utterly heartbroken.
Hi, Sal.
Looks like she's been crying. She stopped now. I noticed that I'm a little out of breath, having taken the stairs 2 at a time in order to get here. My heart doesn't seem to mind the strain though. File this happy fact away for later consideration. Like when I am not staring somewhat dumbstruck at my girlfriend in a wheelchair. Realize I've still not responded to her greeting, my brain lurches into gear. Emmy, what happened? What happened?
Guess I should have listened to you, Sal. My leg's got a nasty infection. I'm not allowed to run on it for at least a couple of weeks.
She gives a bitter laugh that shouldn't be coming from her.
Heh, I can't even walk on it. Could have used a crutch and kept one of my legs, but I didn't see the point. Why hop? Can't run on one leg. At least, this way I can still, I don't know, roll fast or something. You know, because, you know, you have to go fast. I saw this ad. It's called Gotta Go Fast. You know, what?
Bosby Emmy? Yeah, that's good, right? Awkward attempt to look on the bright side seems appreciated, but not really effective. Emmy shrugs again.
It's just kind of a nuisance. I mean, can't even eat up on the roof now. No wheelchair access.
Yeah, but that's not a big deal, right? I mean, we still eat together, and that's the important thing. That lopsided grin again hurts to look at.
I suppose so, yeah. But like I said, it's a nuisance. I mean, I really used a wheelchair in, thanks for a minute, maybe 7 years? Something like that anyway. A long time. I'm afraid I'm a bit out of practice.
Well, fortunately, it's only temporary, right? Is that Sonic with no legs, or is it just Emmy? It's just Emmy. Because Sonic's actually slow. Oh, wrecked Sonic. Got wrecked Sonic the Hedgehog 2D. Hedgehog that thought even a hedgehog. Hedgehogs don't look like that. If you guys look at hedgehogs in real life, they don't look like Sonic, okay? Emmy nods.
Oh yeah, of course. It's not like I've lost him permanently. But it's a pain in the ass all the same.
I nod sympathetically. There's not much else I can do after all. What am I going to say? I told you to. I mean, what am I going to do? Say I told you so? Wow! I messed that line up. Okay. Although I did tell her to get that leg looked at. By the time I noticed, it was too late anyway. Do you need help with anything? Or that is, can I help you with anything? I mean, she shakes her head and just a bit of her usual grin back.
Nah, I can manage fine by myself. Although, if you want to help me over to my bed, it would save me the trouble rolling over there myself.
I blush in spite of myself. Oh, she said bed. Is Misha spirit animal plushie? Maybe. I wonder if there's a Misha plushie that exists. I'd totally buy one. Says the guy who has no money and can't buy Hollow Knight even though it's on sale on Steam right now. Cries. And don't feel bad about that. Anybody who watches this, that I can't buy Hollow Knight while it's on sale, because I will let you know the reason why I can't buy it is because earlier this week I shouldn't have spent money and I did just that. Big bad on my part. So my spirit animal and my stand and my persona is all Misha. Stan Sona, man. I blush in spite of myself. Emmy giggles.
You're such a prude, Hisao.
I'm not a prude. I just wouldn't want to take advantage of a young woman such as yourself. It's ungentlemanly. I wheel Emmy's chair to her bed and easily scoop her up and deposit her there. She quickly sorts herself out and sits on the side. It's actually a little heavier than she looks. It'd be rude of me to observe this aloud, of course. It's because she's muscled, man. Man, you're kind of heavy. Smack! like old Batman show style smack. Emmy hits me with a pillow. Ass! Just saying is all. Must be all that running. The mention of running, Emmy's grin falters slightly.
Heh. Well, I guess I won't have to worry about that for a bit, huh? Maybe I'll lose some weight.
That's what you do to lose weight, right? Cease physical activity?
I'm pretty sure that's what the nurse would recommend.
Speaking of which, are you going to still be showing up in the mornings? I'd hate to run alone.
Ah, shit.
No, Emmy! There are no Katawa Shoujo plushies? Rip? Well, when I actually find, like, some time in the weekends in the future, I'll probably have to try and make my own. I do want to make my own channel mascot via plushie. But I might need practice, so going off of pre-existing. Yeah, maybe I'll probably custom make my own plushies at some point in the future. Yeah, but you know, I don't really buy that many. I don't go plushie shopping that much. Literally bought a Cerno plushie the other day. Oh, wait, what? Emmy's sudden interjection, more a disquieted muttering than anything too profane, caused me to look over in shock. She's leaning forward, trying to cover the fact that she's crying by covering her eyes with a hand. Of course, the subdued sobbing makes it pretty obvious that she's crying. Hey, I'm sorry. Clearly, the plush army will not make itself. I will be the creator of all. How many animes are there? Not enough. Forget I say anything, okay? Place a hand gingerly around her and pull her close. Can think of nothing else to say or do. How do you comfort someone who's just lost her legs again? Amy wraps me in a hug and stays that way for a while. Sorry. No, I don't reproduce. I just make more plushies. That's how it works, guys. Pretty bad, this whole comforting thing, I guess.
Don't say that. I'm fine, really.
Voice is slightly muffled. Slightly muffled by my chest. I pat her head reassuringly. That's the spirit, right? You'll get through this fine. I know it. Besides, I'm here to help you, remember? Amy lifts her head and stares at me with tear-stained eyes.
Can you? Can you really?
She's grinning lopsidedly and something sparkles in her gaze. Can't tell if I'm being mocked or not. Well, okay. Minor spoilers. Oh, I actually realized, you know what's really funny? I didn't put my sellout box live. Where's my thing? Where is it? Oops. There you go. I totally exist again. Actually, this is kind of a mini thing. I want to one day have a plushie cam where I will have plushies, just plushies, live on the screen. What do you guys think? That's it. It's gonna be plushie cam. This is just virtual force. What the hell? Fairy Fencer F, man. I can't tell if I'm being mocked or not. Of course. I mean, sure, you're happy about. You're very happy. My witty comment is cut off by the sudden press of Emmy's lips on mine. Caught off guard and rewarded by hitting my head on the wall beside her bed. Ow. Emmy pulls back, trying to look concerned rather than like she's about to laugh. Dude, it's compiled heart. They'll do whatever they can, you know.
Are you okay?
Sorry. I rubbed my head ruefully and grinned back at her. Caught me off guard there. It's like a Where's Waldo? Where's the plushies? Which one's the real one? I don't have enough plushies for it yet. I only have like 8, 7. I don't have like any of my old plushies because I started getting new ones. That's why I want to also make my own plushies too. I want to make like a really big plushie cam. That's all I want, plushies. That's all it is. And like, you know, as the game progresses, I throw a little more plushies onto it. So I'll start with like 1 at the start of every live stream, and depending on what happens, it'll have more by the end. Is that going to become a habit? Am I going to be lectured by Shizen and Misha more? You gonna mail your little white Pikmin and Donkey Kong plushies? Dude, you don't have to, man. Plus, I don't have a P.O. box or anything to send it to, so that'd be kind of awkward. At the mention of the duo, Emmy giggles.
Honestly, those two. If I didn't know why, I'd be utterly confused as to why she hangs around with someone so bossy.
Which one are we talking about?
You know exactly which one, Hisao. Misha's hardly bossy.
You love my Pikmin? Yo, keep your Pikmin if you love it, man. So what's the reason then? I get my own plushies. I'll either make my own or get my own, you know? Huh? The reason why Misha hangs around Shizune. Emmy waves my question off with a smile.
No idea.
I see.
Anyway, you seem to be forgetting the original question, don't you?
Oh yeah, I guess I am. You wouldn't mind giving a guy a little warning, would you? Otherwise, I'm liable to wind up with a concussion. Himeo Ryuko figure and Tammy Lance. Yo, but that's yours, man. Keep those, Tom. Plus, I have enough figures as well. Actually, yo, maybe that's what my life. I mean, like, okay, just to give you an example, as I play or live stream, I have like 5 or 7 anime figures right next to me, like on my desk. I have figures too. Don't worry. I have more like in boxes and stuff too. I emphasize the point by rubbing at the back of my head. Emmy giggles madly.
You could wear a helmet. Some kids here do, you know.
Or I could just take revenge! Grab a pillow from beside me and whack Emmy over the head. Emmy topples off the bed and lands on the floor with a thump. Her arms promptly reappear on the bed as she manages to pull herself back up. She really has a surprising amount of strength in that little body. Yo, keep the figures, man. Her face is turned downwards and away from mine, making me think I might have accidentally hurt her. Emmy, you okay? You didn't hit? A hand shoots up and grabs my collar. She pulls me in with a sharp tug. Her face now barely an inch away from mine, and she grins cheekily. Emmy? She gives me a sharp headbutt, our foreheads making quite a loud thud. I sit back and rub my now sore head as Emmy smirks victoriously.
How's that for revenge?
Guess what's getting a season 2? Katawa Shoujo? No. No fair! Can't take revenge for revenge! Torn missing most of her legs, Emmy's surprising agile. So I bat her, but she deftly rolls out of the way and lands a hit with her pillow. Of course, the odds are against her. Can't stand up for starters. Oof! Oh, snap. Look at that cheeky face. Yeah, well. Guess I can't, after all. Emmy seems to have effectively tripped me up. Is now sitting primly astride me as I lay on my back. Not even sure how she managed it. Look at that smug Emmy face right there.
I win.
Her eyes twinkle mischievously. I've been thoroughly defeated by a girl that's a fraction of my size at that. Then again, being defeated doesn't seem quite so bad. Emmy being positioned over my waist isn't something that I, or my body, can ignore easily. I open my lips to speak, but Emmy's head darts downward before I can get so much as a word out. With no resistance as she presses her mouth to mine. Not that I want to. This is different somehow. She pulls back, nips at my lower lip, reinitiates her embrace. Her tongue darts inside my mouth, exploring. I feel a warmth spreading through my body as my heart begins to beat faster. My mind starts to go foggy and become vaguely aware of my hand traveling up Emmy's blouse. Emmy gasps as I reach her breast, and then a giggle, and there's a giggle, and then... stare up at a grinning Emmy.
Told you. That makes my second win now.
What? That doesn't count. Use feminine wiles.
All's fair in love and war, right? Ha! And you're even blushing. I didn't know you were a blusher, Hisao.
You're blushing too, you know? Probably because of your prudish ways. You know, I've got to admit, this is a stupid thing to say to a woman who's currently straddling me, and has been up until a few seconds ago playing tonsil hockey with me.
A prude, am I? Well then, let's see who blushes first, shall we?
Not sure whether the tone of her voice terrifies or arouses me. That question is quickly made rather moot. Because, by the way, this is the best censor.
So, did I blush?
I didn't notice. Did I? Yeah, like, all the actual sexual content is censored with food. In many ways, it is literal food porn. Yeah, grow up! Grow up. It's just breasts. Gosh. Emmy shrugs, still breathing a little heavily.
Didn't notice either.
Well, maybe we should... I need to use your window. My first instinct is to hide, but then I realized I'm still utterly exhausted sitting next to a topless Emmy, so there's no running away. Rin's eyes pass over Emmy and me and focus on the window. There was a cloud.
A cloud?
No, it's fine. Rin nods. I was watching it from my window, but it didn't stay in my window. So I need to use your window. He shifts a little, causing me to cough in order to cover up a giggle of my own.
How long do you need the window for? We're, busy.
Sorry, I can't contain my laughter. Rin ignores both Emmy and me and peers out the window. Her shoulders slump and she looks disappointed. Timing is perfect. It changes to something else. Disappointing. Emmy's having trouble keeping a straight face.
Sorry to hear that, Rin. Could we have a little privacy now, please?
Rin shrugs as to say, "Can you?" and hooks her foot around the door, pulling it close behind her. Both dissolve into raucous laughter, unable to deal with Rin's bizarrely timed visit any other way. After our laughter dies down, I look to Emmy. We're both a total mess. Well, Emmy raises an eyebrow.
Well?
Again? Emmy grins and laughs, and then she nods.
We should probably ditch the clothes this time.
And that's it. There you go. Katawa Shoujo, man. Sometimes it's replaced with squirrels. That'd be great. The first one I think was also like some grilled food. I was like, oh my god, that food looks delicious. The sunlight breaks through my window shortly before my alarm ruins the morning silence. I feel sore. The events of the previous evening suddenly intrude upon my consciousness and I find myself blushing. That was an eventful evening, and explains perfectly the soreness in my lower back. The walk back, as I recall, had been rather tense. Trousers having been soiled, I'd washed them off in the bathroom before going back to my room. But there was still a fairly obvious looking stain on the front. Fortunately for me, the only person I ran into on my way back was Kenji. He didn't notice a thing. Well, apart from my being in the general vicinity. Of course, he'd ask how the night went, and whether or not I learned anything of importance. I don't even know if I opened my mouth to answer, I was too tired to care. This morning, I'll admit that I'm feeling pretty worn out. Still, Emmy had promised to meet me at the track, and I hate to disappoint. She is indeed waiting for me when I arrive, doing her best to look cheery, despite the fact that she's sitting in a wheelchair. Wave to her and begin stretching. You're early. Emmy frowns and shakes her head.
Ridiculous. You're late. Overslept, you Sal? All tuckered out?
Well, at least she seems more like her old self. And as expected, she doesn't seem that shy about mentioning our previous activities. Hey, you're lucky I could show up at all. Wait, save now? Okay. Why am I saving now? Okay, I saved. All that cardiovascular activity last night, I nearly thought I'd have to see the nurse afterwards. Emmy laughs out loud, then her face suddenly becomes concerned.
Hey, that's, I mean, you're not...
Go on, spit it out.
It's just that it'd be hard to explain if you had an episode while we were...
Oh! Oh! Now that she mentioned it, it really is a legitimate concern. Certainly had a thought of it last night, of course. Other more pressing concerns have been at hand. Because you keep distracting me? Gosh. What's up? Well, I don't think anything we do is going to be any more of a strain than these morning runs. I handled those fine, so... Emmy considers the point. A devious light appears in her eyes. Oh, no, that's a face of schemings.
Say.
Light vanishes, and Emmy grins ruefully at me. Focus 100? Alright, let's do it. Can't help but feel vaguely suspicious.
I seem to have forgotten a pair of gloves.
What do you need gloves for? I mean, it indicates the chair upon which she is seated.
For this, of course. Sure, regular moving around is all well and good without him, but I want to be able to get a good workout.
Focus one, this is why I save. Okay.
And to get that kind of speed, you gotta have gloves if you don't want blisters.
So what are you? So what? Are you wussing out on me then? Do I have to go it alone?
Emmy thinks for a minute or pretends to think. If I remember right, there's a spare pair or two in the track shed.
So she does seriously want to do it then. But in her normal school uniform, I'd expect her to wear a gym outfit or something like this. Wait, what are they doing there? Emmy looks askance at me.
Seriously? Can't think of why a shed full of track supplies at school for the disabled would have racing gloves?
Oh, this is a legendary scene? Oh, is this the one you want me to go back and rewatch? Well, when she puts it that way, I suppose that makes perfect sense. Hey, I'm still getting used to this place. Give me a break, huh?
I guess I can let it slide this time. Now, come on. I'll need your help.
Can't imagine what for, but then again, I didn't have a clue why racing gloves would be in the shed, so I'm not willing to press the issue. Alright. Emmy navigates her way to the shed easily enough, though I can hear her grumbling under her breath. Alright, let me, I think this will be a better place to drop the save then. Right? Storage space, yes. Alright, that's for me later, guys. No, I might tweet about it later, okay, if it really is truly a legendary scene. Anyway, Emmy navigates her way to the shed easily enough that I can hear her grumbling under her breath. It's actually kind of cute. Okay, fine. I will watch it just to explain it next week. I hurry a little to reach the door first. Opening it will be easier for me than for her. Door opens, Emmy starts to wheel inside, only to come to a sudden halt at the doorway. See, the door sill is slightly too high for her to get over by herself. She makes a few runs at it unsuccessfully before crossing her eyes and glaring at the offending object.
Stupid wheelchair. So, can you give me a hand here?
Sure, no problem. Whoa. Simple enough manner for me to bump Emmy over the doorway, jostling her slightly.
Hey, easy there.
Can't be late for next turn now? Alright. Whoops, sorry. It's at about this time that I fail to notice where I'm going to run Emmy's chair into a mat. She gives a startled yelp and topples forward out of her chair. I like the Emmy falling over. It's like, woo, gone. Also, Emmy streaming tomorrow? Yes, there's going to be a special stream tomorrow. It's gonna have a co-star for tomorrow's live stream. You guys will see it. You guys are probably familiar with it. Something I've done before. Might be something along the lines of randomizer and combos. I'll mention that more later. She's gonna start yelping and topples forward out of her chair. So a moment of silence as I gaze in horror upon what I've done. Emmy glares at me.
Hisao.
Yes.
Promise me you'll never work at a hospital.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Emmy giggles and holds up a hand.
Would you kindly help me back into my chair, Hisao?
As I bend down to pick up Emmy, she grins and and pulls me into a kiss that quickly has us both entirely unconcerned about getting her back into the chair. In fact, as I move to a more comfortable position, I confess that the chair is pushed out of the door, startled by the passage, swings shut. Well, at least we've got privacy now, which is a good thing as my hands work quickly to remove Emmy's blouse and skirt. I'm starting to discover that she's forgotten to put her bra on today. Did she plan this? You have no lice over here like normal? It's fair, Tom. Arms hook under mine and rest on my shoulders as I kiss my way down Emmy's neck, pausing to give special attention to a spot right where the neck meets the shoulder that I found last night.
You've gotten pretty good at the...
I do try. And he pushes on my chest instantly, and I draw back with a puzzled expression.
I've got a confession, Hisao.
Oh. I pulled back aside instead to focus my attention on her breasts. It's a weird thing to focus on. She has a confession, Hisao. She attempts to speak. Her words are interspersed with giggles that I find incredibly cute.
I don't... He actually will wear gloves.
My own reply is rather mumbled over her chest instead of being addressed to her face. Should have known. Words quickly become irrelevant. Emi's movements are almost frantic, as if she's been holding something back since we met this morning. Now she has an outlet. Very nearly caught off guard by her aggressiveness, feeling her nearly rip my shirt off the way she seems to vie to be in the dominant position. For my part, I confess that I'm caught up in her attitude as well, fighting back, rolling and wrestling even as I caress her breasts, even as her fingers dig into my shoulders, I lose track of where we are. So much so that I roll right off the mat and land on something small and rather hard. Ow! Emi, still flustered and breathing a little heavily, peers at me and bursts into laughter. Guys, come on. So it's a mature stream, alright?
I'm sorry. Are you alright?
Yeah, I think so. Not sure what I landed on though. Reach under my back, pull all the offending object out, and inspect it closely. Personal lubricant. Lemon flavored. Wait, what? Emi's eyes shoot upwards and she begins, if possible, to laugh even harder. Somehow, I don't think this isn't track related.
Oh man, I know whose that is.
What?
It's the track captain's.
Ah, my old nemesis, or kind of. How do you know it's his? It appears I've asked a stupid question, or at least Emi thinks so.
Because he's the one who told me the track shed was a good place for, what did he call them? Clandestine encounters.
Oh, he invited you to one or something? Emi bursts into more laughter. Confess the sight of a naked Emi laughing is oddly beautiful. Feeling the eagerness to end conversation and get back to what we were doing despite my rather pointed questioning.
So, the track captain's gay.
Oh! 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 Oh, that... Oh, okay, it makes sense now! It makes sense now! Oh! I didn't even think about that! Oh! Huh. Really? And here I initially thought you two were a couple.
Well, I did have a crush on him when I first joined up, but he wasn't interested. Obviously. But we are good friends, I guess.
The gay best friend, yeah.
I mean, he told me about all this, you know?
I hesitate to ask. And really I do, but I ask anyway. Well, what does he need the, Oh no! No! Don't do it! That's how he's doing it! Ah! But what does he need the loop for anyway? I mean, he doesn't hurt. How the hell does Emi always manage to not blush?
Obviously, he uses it for, you know, Hisao. Anal.
That look. I tried to suppress a snicker. I fail. Emi's giggling too. And he tells you about all this? Emi shrugs.
Yeah, of course. He's kind of wild about the whole thing. Says a feeling that can't be beat.
Hisao doesn't understand how gay people... Well, Hisao now understands how they do it. Lemon-flavored lube. Uh-huh. The air in the track shed seems charged with some kind of horrible curiosity. That's interesting. How old are these kids? Like 17, I don't know. Suppose I'll have to take his word for it.
Well,
birds outside stop chirping. The wind dies down. Somewhere a man is drinking a cup of coffee. He freezes with the cup at his lips. I'm drinking orange juice then.
We could, maybe, try it.
My jaw suddenly and spontaneously unhinges and hits the floor. Like a cartoon. Oh, they're 18. Okay, yeah. Well, what? I mean, it's finally blushing, rubbing the back of her head ruefully.
Well, it's just that we really can't do what we did last night, you know? It'd be a little... It wouldn't be safe, you know? I mean, it wasn't exactly a great idea last night. So, you know, we could try this to see if,
is any good?
Well, yeah, basically.
Huh. Kabocha squad. Oh! What is this one? What was that? Sudden switch from pleasure to pain causes me to lose my balance. I fall forward on top of Emmy. Ow! Ow. Quickly roll off Emmy and prop myself up, breathing heavily and trying to ignore the pain in my crotch. Emmy yelps a little as she rolls over, grabs a couple of the tissues we kept handy earlier, and cleans up before getting her panties back on, awkwardly leaning against the wall. Still breathing heavily, I decide to sit against the wall next to her. The feeling of the cool concrete against my sweating back is a welcome sensation.
That hurt at the end.
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea. Emmy squirms in order to try and sit down beside me without too much pain. Judging by her wincing, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, I'm going to have words with the captain. He was clearly lying.
The utter absolute ridiculousness of the situation suddenly hits, and begin laughing. Oh, was Hisao about to have a heart attack? Is that what happened? I think that's what happened, guys. Emmy shakes her head and begins laughing with me.
Hey, Sal.
Yeah?
We're never doing this again, right?
Yeah, I think my curiosity is satisfied on this one. Your stream froze? What the hell happened? Don't worry about it. See the re-upload on YouTube. I mean, not satisfied.
Good. I think we should maybe stick to the basics, don't you? I mean, most of this is new to me anyway.
What do you mean, most? Emmy grins impishly.
I'll never tell.
An unpleasant thought strikes me. And more unpleasant is the thought of having to ask Emmy about it.
Still, after what we just done, it should be a cakewalk. Hey, is there a sink? Kinda like to her wash off a little. Emmy's jaw drops. In the sink? Well, there's not really anywhere else to do it, is there? And I want to avoid a smell. Oh, did she fart? That the nurse might notice. This is the most awkward conversation I ever had. You're right. Yeah, it's on the back wall. There might be some soap too. Thanks. There is in fact a little hand soap, which is better than nothing. No towel though, because I'll just have to drip dry. All finished? Yeah, that'll do for now. It's not like I'm not going to take a shower after we see the nurse. Glad to hear it. Now help me find my clothes. You tossed them somewhere. Hey, you were no better. How am I supposed to explain that hole in my shirt? Hey, sorry. I got a little excited earlier. Takes some time, but finally we're both more or less clothed. The frantic moment where neither of us know where Emmy's wheelchair is. We recall it going through the door and rescue it. Now be more careful going through the door this time, would you? Bumps are not my friend right now. I'm so sorry we tried this. Best scene in the route? Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't know what it's gonna be. Emmy shrugs and grins. Well, it was worth a shot, right? And anyway, it was good exercise, right? Can't argue with that. As we make our way to the nurse's office, I notice that Emmy keeps shifting uncomfortably in her seat. God, this feels weird. Good thing I'm in a wheelchair, Sal. Why's that? Because now I don't have to explain to the nurse why I'm walking funny. Oh. We're never doing this again. The nurse is at least kind enough to not comment on the marks that Emmy left on my shoulders. Nor did he say a word about Emmy's constant shifting about in her wheelchair. Either he didn't notice or he didn't want to notice. All the same, I'm going to have to make sure he didn't slip cyanide into my medication for a little while. Just to be safe. So, know something a little funny going on. So I got you some new medicine, man. Oh, it smells like almonds. Don't worry about that. I shower for longer than usual, just to be sure I'm clean of our little experiment, and then collapse on my bed. Class is in 20 minutes, so I can probably afford a nap. I never woke up. Wait, what? What? Knock, knock! Who's there? Knock, knock! That's not how the joke goes at all. Knock, knock! I already said who's there! More importantly, what time is it? And more importantly, what day? I'm suddenly catapulted into wakefulness by both the fact that the knocking still hasn't stopped, the fact that it's noon, on a school day. Now fully awake, I can remember why I was napping. Better not give that excuse to Muto.
Sorry, I wasn't in class. I was experimenting sexually with my girlfriend and tired me out. Oops. Yeah, that'll go over well. Yeah, totally, man. Yeah. It's what you say to your teachers. Wonder how long this knocking is going to continue. Because I'll have to answer the door. Turns out unsurprised to see Kenji on the other side. So it appears that Kenji is surprised to see me.
What the hell are you doing here, man?
Ah, time for the Kenji, man. Kenji's back! Well, I was sleeping. Kenji nods in understanding.
Knocked out. I see. I told you to be careful around that Ibarazaki chick, man. This is the sort of thing that happens when you aren't cautious.
Makes an attempt to look at the back of my head.
Did she hit you with something? Was it a drug? It was drugs, wasn't it?
Stop trying to touch me. Kenji produced a flashlight and shines in my eyes.
You got a concussion.
Wasn't knocked out.
Maybe you just don't remember, man.
This conversation isn't going anywhere. No, I just had a tiring morning and fell asleep.
Whatever, man. If you want to be in denial about this, I guess I can't stop you. But you gotta watch out for that girl, man. She's not safe.
What?
She's not safe to be around. She's one of those most sinister agents. If you're not careful, there's no telling what could happen. She brought down stronger men than you know?
What the hell are you talking about? I'm not an agent of anything, and she didn't knock me out, okay? Also, I highly doubt she's brought down anyone at all. Kenji looks almost offended. No idea why. Law and Order Special Victims Unit?
You don't believe me? That's cold, man. Real cold. I'm just trying to look out for you. That's what friends do, you know?
We're friends. I had no idea. Then again, I wonder if Kenji knows what being a friend even entails. I feel something like pity for him, standing there before me. Maybe he doesn't think he's looking out for me. Maybe he does think he's looking out for me. I know. Sorry about that. Thanks for the warning. I hold out my hand as a sign of peace. Kenji shakes it gingerly like my hand could possibly be on fire. There's an awkward silence for a few seconds before Kenji remembers that he's still shaking my hand. This is nice. Yeah, it's very nice. Oh yeah, this handshake. Handshake's really good. Really good handshake, yeah. Yeah, good time. Good time. Yep. We're gonna keep shaking. Alright. It's fine. Let's keep it going. Alright. Bring it in. Keep that handshake. Wait, what are we doing? Basically what happened, right?
Anyway, I need a favor.
Kind of favor. I'm out of money.
No, you aren't. You got money kept in your desk drawer under a black notebook for emergencies.
Did you ransack my room?
That's not important. I don't need money anyway.
He adopts a very serious tone.
I'm about to undertake a major op. It'll blow the whole conspiracy wide open if I'm right. But it's dangerous, so I need you to do something for me in case I don't come back.
Sure, man. Anything. What was he planning on doing? Should I be telling someone about this?
If I go missing, wait 3 days and then mail my journal off to the newspapers. It's hidden in my room under a false bottom in one of the desk drawers.
How do I get into your room? I don't have a key. Kenji looks at me like I'm crazy.
So? Pick the lock. You know how to do that, right? Right? It's an important skill to learn at a young age.
Yeah, of course I know how. I'll be sure to do that for you if you go missing. I don't think I want to read Kenji's journal. Either way, Kenji seems pretty happy that I've agreed to do this thing for him.
Great, man. Great. I'll see you around. I got stuff to do.
And he's gone, dashing down the hallway. Made it seem so final. Hope I don't have to carry out his final wishes. Shaking my head, I close the door and walk back to my bed. Guess I should go to class, if only to catch the last half of the day. I've come this far without going to class today. And I did want to read more of that Hawking book Muto lent me. Oh, Stephen Hawking, man. I'm sure you'll understand. More knocking. This time the noise jerks my attention away from my book. Experience not unlike being woken up. Who's there?
Me. Aren't you glad?
The voice is muffled through the door, but unmistakably Emmy's. I hop up and open the door, smiling broadly. Hey, nice to see you again. How's it hanging, homie? What's up? Emmy grins back, staring at me from her wheelchair.
Yeah, you wanted to have seen me earlier, but the damned elevator wasn't working. Had to wait for them to fix it. You'd think they could keep it in better order, but no. I chuckle a bit at her vexed expression and invite her in. She wheels in easily, and with my help, she hops onto my bed. There, much more comfortable than that stupid chair. A sigh of contentment hangs in the air, and for a minute we both just stare at one another. It's at this point that I notice the circles under Emmy's eyes. They're not that dark, but they definitely weren't there before. Before I can ask about them, Emmy fixes me with a mischievous stare. So, I couldn't help but notice you weren't at lunch today. In fact, I don't think I saw you at all. What happened? Fell asleep. I actually didn't wake up until lunch, and only then because Kenji woke me up. What had you so tired? Strenuous workout this morning. Slightly uncomfortable, too. Emmy coughs a half-laughing, half-embarrassed noise. Remind me not to do that again. No problem. Wasn't exactly great for me either, to be honest. We'll just avoid that from now on. Are you still sore? Emmy stares at me in disbelief. What? It's a legitimate question! Of all the questions I never thought I'd be asked, that's one of them. Well, I didn't ever expect to have to ask it, so we're even. Emmy laughs at this. I guess so, huh? Well, since you asked, yes, I'm still a little sore. We're never doing that again. No arguments from here. Yawn escapes her and raises an eyebrow. Tired? Emmy nods sleepily. Haven't slept well. Not sleeping well. Can tell that she didn't mean to tell me this either, because she gives a little start like she's just been caught lying and hastens to add. It's not a big deal, though. What's the trouble? Emmy shrugs and refuses to elaborate. Stressed over exams? Another shrug, but after a pause, Emmy nods hesitantly. Yeah, I guess. Actually, that's why I stopped by. She begins to look more and more miserable. Not so you notice, of course. Her eyes are on her lap. She's fidgeting and her voice is quiet. We need to stop hanging out so much. Huh? Why? She takes a deep breath like she's been practicing this. Because you're too much fun to be around. I can't concentrate when you're near me. And with exams coming up soon, I just can't have that distraction. Otherwise my grades will be pretty lousy, I'm afraid. I could help you study? She smiles at me, clearly unhappy with the situation. I'd love it if you could. But we wouldn't exactly actually study, would we? I mean, even now, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but I kind of just want to, not converse. Ah, got it. See, I see what you're dropping. That's a phrase people use, right? Overwhelmed by my rugged manliness. I understand. Here, you see the face of the coffee cup on the left side on my banner? Yeah, that's Hisao. Yeah, rugged manliness, my ass. Doesn't even have an Alex. Doesn't have an Alex Armstrong. Doesn't even have an Armstrong like hair loop. Come on. I keep seeing Alex Jones, 100% Kenji. Come on. What the hell? Someone type something else over that. That earns me a grin at least. Emmy shakes her head. Idiot, you're full of yourself. Well, I am pretty irresistible. More or less, I guess. So that's the situation, Sal. I have too much fun around you. If I'm going to go into exams prepared, I need to be alone. Hey, that's okay. Really seems to have been bothering her. Besides, it's only a couple of weeks, and we'll still see each other in the mornings at lunch. We could just hang out at school, no problem. And after exams, we'll go on a date to celebrate their being over, okay? Emmy grins, pleased by this proposal. I am pleased. Yeah, sure, that sounds great. Well, King, if you want to find out if they did it or not, you could get the Katawa Shoujo visual novel from their website. Just saying. As if to signal the end of the conversation, she leans in and kisses me. The rest of the night is not spent worrying about exams. You can worry about what, Emmy?
Seems that the library got grayscaled the time it took to get to this moment. Anyway. You think your shitty Walmart laptop can handle anything? Yes. It can. It's not that big of a strain. It's weird how easily Emmy and I can keep from seeing one another after class now. Actually, I'd venture to say that's vaguely disturbing. As easily as we come together, we seem to have split apart without much trouble. Well, I guess that's not exactly true. We've both been pretty bummed after that last night together. And we get to see each other every morning for our runs, and just our runs, I might add. Lunch too, I especially enjoy our lunchtime with her. We have plenty of time to talk about everything outside of school, whereas the morning runs have become increasingly businesslike. I think it's because Emmy wants to make up for our foolery in the storage shed. No matter how much we joke at lunch, I can't help feeling a little worried about her. She seems distracted more often, and I've caught her fidgeting nervously more than once. Never figured her to be someone who cared that deeply about exams. They certainly seem to be taking their toll. You know they haven't even started. It's just a run-up, a deep breath before the plunge. Tomorrow the real trial begins. Or the real exams, anyway. As for me, I actually don't feel that worried about exams at all. Not sure why, I mean. They're pretty important. My scores will determine my odds of getting to a good university. Hell, if I'm too cavalier now, could spell doom for my academic career. But going into them, I feel confident I'll come out the other side okay. Mucho thinks I've got the science examination locked up at any rate. Or as he says, the last thing that should give you trouble is my exam, Sal. It's way beneath your talents. Then again, it is Muto who's telling me this. His praise of me carries the veiled implication that anything less than perfect for me would be a disappointment, which has actually caused me to fret more than I should have about the exam. No dying, no dying. It's for this reason I find myself in the library after class, poring over the textbook. Pretty simple things to look over. Some formulas of velocity, a few bits about friction. Walk in the park compared to my dreaded English exam. Never was good at languages. Hey, did you know that anime fan RK2K can kind of speak English, maybe? I am very, very, very good spoken. I speak English okays. As I flip through my notes one more time, my mind begins to wander. Meandering, no. After these exams are over, things should get easier. Soon we'll be graduated. Then off to college, hopefully. I remember my abortive attempt to find out what Emmy's plans to do after high school. She avoided the subject pretty deftly, as I recall. Heck, seems that just about every time pushed too hard, she dances around the subject, or distracts me through other means. Like a few days ago at lunch when Rin wasn't around. Heh.
I've done it!
Startled for my reverie by Yuko's triumphant shout. Got! It seems mortified at my sudden starting.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry. I just got, and I really wasn't, and it's just that...
As she stutters, I move to quickly calm her down before she gets too agitated. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hey. Calm. Calm down. My words seem ineffective. Yuko continues to work herself into a complete frenzy.
It's a library, I shouldn't be.
Easy there. Just calm down. Be at peace, Yuko. Deep breaths, quiet voice. Deep breaths, quiet. Anyway.
I really am setting a bad example and I'll get fired because I can't do anything right.
Yuko! Shouting seems to work, though I draw the ire of several other students studying in the library. I mean, I speak American English, Tom. You think our slang is any better? He snaps to attention like a soldier who's just heard the captain bark an order.
Sorry.
Calm down. It's okay. Just startled me a little, and that's only because I was daydreaming instead of studying. So it really got me back on task. It's a complete lie, but it seems to work. Yuko takes a deep breath and seems to calm down a little. She keeps shifting around with a nervous energy that seems awfully familiar. So, what's got you so excited today, anyway?
The Yamaku cat burglar.
To her credit, Yuko managed to convey her intense excitement in a whisper.
The Yamaku cat burglar. I think I know what it is. I got an anonymous tip as to their identity. So I did some spying. I think the tipster was right.
Oh, really? And, who was this burglar? Yuko shuts her mouth, shaking her head decisively.
Nope, I can't tell you that.
Why not?
It's between me and the burglar. I can't risk you warning him that I'm on to his game. He could tip his hand early and blow town. Then I'm left with no perp.
When did Yuko start talking like a hardboiled detective? I wouldn't warn them. Why would I care?
If you got to ask that question, then you don't need to know.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Congratulations, I guess?
Thanks! What for?
The cat burglar thing? Yuko nods and smiles appreciatively.
So, studying for exams.
Well, that was the plan. Not having much luck, though.
Really? Is it because you can't find a book? I'm really sorry. I've been meaning to clean the shelves up for weeks now. I keep getting distracted. I'm so sorry.
Whoa, wait. It's not that. I've got my book right here. To illustrate the point and hopefully calm Yuko down, show her the textbook in front of me. Mine just keeps wandering is all.
Is it because of the noise in here? I'm trying to be more strict about the noise levels. I can't bring myself to yell at people. I mean, aren't their lives hard enough without me throwing my authority around?
No, it's not the noise level either, I promise. I'm just... hell, I don't know. Worried about Emmy? Worried about us. Worried about what happens after we graduate. Emmy's been kind of weird lately. I mean, learn British English, King. It's actually not that hard.
What do you mean?
Well, you know how we're dating now? I just don't know that we're exactly, you know, a couple. Or at least I don't know that we're beyond friends. Though friends normally don't do that sort of thing we do. Physically, we're a couple. Coupling. At least. It's like every time I try to find out more about her, or about what she wants to do with her life, she dodges the question. Like the other day, I was talking to her at lunch about some school I've been looking into. I asked her, hey, have you looked into any schools lately? She shrugs in response, says no, and when I ask her why not, says she doesn't think that far ahead. That's why she had that policy, and she suddenly realized when I'm about to start describing why she decided to climb up.
She what?
She changed the subject. Wouldn't talk about it.
Maybe it's an uncomfortable subject for her. Or she doesn't think it needs explaining?
Yeah, but it's not just that. Every time I try to find out what's been bothering her, she changes the subject too. It's like she likes being with me, but not getting close to me. Now that I've said it out loud, I feel worse. You go digest this bit of information.
You know, it seems to me that you're more serious about this than she is.
I can almost feel my stomach twist into a knot. She's right. It's exactly what it seems like. But is that really what's going on? I mean...
Sorry, I'm just talking nonsense. You shouldn't take my advice. You barely know me. I'm just a librarian. I'm single, so you can imagine I can't know what I'm talking about. And now tears are coming down my eyes. Press F in the chats for Yuko, everybody. My tears are for you.
No, I think you have a point. As much as it hurts to even consider it. Yuko seems to try desperately to find a way to soften the blow somewhat.
Look. I'm probably wrong. But if you want to be sure how obviously wrong I am, maybe you should just talk to her. Get some time alone and just ask about it. And don't let her change the subject either.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should just enjoy what I have. I have fun hanging out after all. The runs are nice, and the other activities are nice, and talk to her is nice. Do I really need to get closer to her? What I've got right now is pretty good. But that's silly. I want to get closer to her. I want to be able to help her out with whatever is bothering her. But maybe I should wait until after exams are over. Maybe she'll brighten up once the stress has passed. she does, then I don't need to worry about it anymore. But if she doesn't, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. It's a very, that's very Emmy thing to think. He's out, just saying. Thank Yuko for her advice and head back to my room. Maybe I'll be able to concentrate more on my studies in there. Or maybe we'll have another Katawa Shoujo. I leave the room after finishing my final exam and breathe a sigh of relief. As I had hoped, the exams weren't so bad. I managed to breeze through just about everything but the English final. Even that was acceptable. Or how Emmy did. Even more so, how she's doing. She looked terrible at lunch today. I mean, she was pretty happy to be out of her wheelchair. She's so exhausted. Something's been wearing her down. I'm starting to really doubt that it was just the exams. Should I confront her about this, though? The music is interrupted by a tap on the shoulder. Hey. So. Got a minute? I believe I have to, create new save, yeah. Do we go, no, we're supposed to spare a few minutes, right? He's our teacher, we trust him. And the guide is telling me I'm supposed to spare a few minutes. Wait, what? What guide? Yeah, I've got some time. Nowhere important to be or anything like that. Muto raised an eyebrow as if questioning my statement. That beckons me back into the classroom. I wanted to get some feedback from you if I could. I know that this course wasn't quite up to your level. Don't worry about it. The science club activities more than made up for it. Did they? Oh, well, if you speak my language. Well, in fact, that's what I want to talk to you about. Do you think that was a worthwhile activity? Just for my own reference. Well, yeah. It was a great way to go further than we did in class. It's definitely worthwhile. Muto seems delighted by my response. That's great. Exactly the sort of thing I was hoping for. You know, Isao, I'm glad you came here. It's always good to have a student who really gets into the subject you teach. In a way, it makes dealing with the rest of the students more tolerable. You're a bright kid, too. Took to this stuff like a duck to water, or some other such simile. Thanks? You're a great help, especially with that college stuff. There's one more thing, Hisao. Bit of advice from one scientist to another. What's that? What does a scientist do? Observe the world around him. Exactly. Good! Anyway. A simple question. One that most people can't seem to answer. That's the essence of a scientist, Hisao. We observe what's there and try to figure it out. What if there's something you can't figure out? What's a scientist to do if he can't observe something? How, for example, can we talk about quirks when nobody has ever actually seen one? Or black holes when observing them directly is impossible? Well, scientific equipment's pretty advanced. Which irritably waves away my response. No, that's not it at all. Those are tools. I'm trying to give you a philosophy. Think. If you can't observe something directly, then how can you observe it? Guess? How? How would you guess the movement of a quark? What is your guess based on? Of course. Should have thought of it earlier. The thing it affects. Muto claps his hands together excitedly and whoops. Woo! Oh yeah, my boy! My boy! Kind of thing, right? Yes, exactly. Good. Good! Remember that, Hisao. If you can't examine something directly, it's because you're looking at it wrong. You have to look at it differently. You want to uncover the truth. If it eludes you, then look at what it leaves behind. That is the essence of being a scientist. You never stop looking for the answer. Never take anything for granted. Observe, experiment, and observe some more. A lot of stuff out there that makes no sense, Sal. Your job is to get it to make sense. Nothing else. I hope you've learned that here. Right here. I think I can remember that. Muto smiles satisfied. Good. Now go enjoy your time off. You earned it. By the way, you should totally use what I just said and apply it to Emi Ibarazaki so you can find out what you're about to do. Okay. I leave the room feeling a little confused. What brought that on? Although, am I going about this thing with Emi the wrong way? She won't tell me then. Can I go about it some other way? The question keeps spinning in my head even after I made my way back to my room. What if she gets angry about it? Besides, what if it's nothing? If I go in and refuse to leave until she tells me what's wrong or something, will that come off as clingy? I don't want to start a fight or anything over something like this. We should just drop the matter and see how she is tomorrow before I do anything. Would it be so bad to just let it go? Let it go, let it go. No, it's not like we don't enjoy each other's company. But odd as it sounds, I really want to help her. I don't even know what with, or if there's anything at all she needs help for. But I want to. Suddenly a knock on my door arouses me. Open it to see everyone's favorite conspiracy theorist, Kenji. Oh, it's you.
It's me. That's it. If you had any idea what I've been through, what I've done, you'd be happier to see me, dude. I mean, that was some epic, you may never see me again shit. And here you're just acting like I went down to the store for some milk. You're a cold man, Hisao. I really respect that. Thanks, I guess. It's smart to play it safe, you know? Don't show any emotion. Keep your cards close to your chest. Unless it's time to show your cards, or you have bad cards. Then you should fold or collect your winnings. Do you understand? Yeah. That makes perfect sense. I take it the mission went well? Whoa, awfully nosy of you, isn't it? Can't just go saying things like that. These things are at a delicate stage. One wrong move and BAM! The invasion succeeds. Thought you were going to blow the conspiracy wide open. It's bigger than I thought. I need to update my charts. Probably change some of the puppets around. Wanna help? Got some whiskey from somewhere. Actually, it sounds like Kenji came from like a normal loving family. From like the few details I have so far. It's kind of weird. You can fill me in on everything your investigation has turned up. Or better not, I supposed to meet her today. Gotta go do that. Can't raise suspicion. Kenji nods in approval. Still keeping it close to the chest, eh? Okay, man, I respect that. Good luck. Thanks. Just going to pretend, for the sake of my own sanity, that he's wishing me luck in talking to Emi. If I squint, that whole card analogy I was talking about works here. Time to lay it all on the table. Or see if I can't get Emi to do so, rather. The sense of something approaching purpose, head for Emi's room. Hype music. I don't know what hype music is, so that's my hype music. I hop up the stairs, leading to her room, and knock on her door. Who's there? Oh, that's odd. Her voice sounds a little choked. Hey, it's me. Thought I'd stop by. Isao? Come on in. Uh-oh, they're playing sad music. It's not good. I reach down to open the door, only to find that it's locked. More and more curious. Your door's locked. Oh yeah, sorry. Give me a minute. A few minutes, Emi opens the door, grinning. Sorry, I had to put my legs on. I was napping. Despite her grin, there's something definitely off. Emi's eyes are slightly red, and it looks like she's been crying. Hey, no problem. Are you okay? Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. Just that you look like you've been crying. Oh yeah, Hisao. You're off to a great start on this one. What? Nah, I'm fine. Just happy to see you. She punctuates this with a long kiss that continues as the door slams shut behind us. I know what she wants to do now. I'm also painfully aware of how badly I want to do it too, but... break the kiss with a wrench of self-control that nearly kills me. Hey, wait. Wait. Emi's eyes crinkle in confusion. Huh? Wait for what? We need to talk. Isn't that supposed to be my line? And never a good thing to say? She's got a point. It's usually a lead-in to a breakup. Or the prelude to a fight.
Maybe it can be a good thing this time. That's the hope anyway.
Huh. Can we at least get onto the bed? It's my first day back on these things. I'm just still readjusting. Plus, the nurse said I should try to be on them less often, since running puts such a strain on them.
Can't argue with that. It's a trap. We both know it. We both don't care. Then again, it's awfully hard to get angry while in bed with the object of your affection, so maybe there's that motivation too. I set Emmy's legs by the bedside and sit down next to her, throwing an arm around her shoulders. Meanwhile, this orchestra is literally playing right outside her window. Some dramatic music. I can't help but go, man, they're really going at it out there.
Yeah, they play this every time. I don't know why.
In silence, we just enjoy being able to be in this position again for a few minutes. Then, of course, I need to ruin it by opening my mouth. Look, I know that you've been having kind of a rough time of it lately. I want to help out. I thought it was just exams getting to you, but now I come to your room and you've been crying, and that kills me. I can't do anything if you won't talk to me about it.
I told you I'm fine.
No, you aren't. It's obvious something's eating at you. You can tell me, you know. There's the slightest increase in tension in Emmy's voice.
Why is my saying I'm fine not good enough? You're concerned, I get that. That's cool. I'm fine. It's nothing you need to worry about.
Yeah, the music's great. Not sleeping and spacing out more than reading doesn't strike me as being fine. I want to help.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't like seeing you like this. I want you to be happy, you know? Get the feeling that came out wrong because Emmy fixes me with an icy stare.
So you want to fix me, Hisao?
It's definitely getting angry now.
Want to swoop in on your white charger and save the day? Stop the nightmares, the phantom limb pains? Restore what's lost?
Voice catches in her throat and the tears start to flow.
Well, you can't. Nobody can. Nobody will.
So stunned by her sudden verbal assault, I remain quiet. Neither of us say anything for a while. Surprised that Emmy tightens her grip on me rather than pushing me away. After a deep breath, she starts talking again.
Look, I'm sorry. There's these nightmares. About the accident.
The accident, I should have known. Took her legs after all, but it never comes up, of course.
And I usually deal with them fine because I can run. Running clears my head like nothing else. I don't have to worry about anything while I'm running. I just concentrate on breathing, on the rhythm of things. It's easier that way. Life's easier that way. Just keep moving forwards, you know? Nothing else matters. It's getting around the next curve. And then it's the next curve, and the next, until I can't go anymore, or think anymore, or do anything but slow down and walk until I catch my breath again. After something like that, nothing else matters. I've been stuck in that goddamn wheelchair for too long, so no outlet. Today's just kind of boiled over a little.
You could have talked to me about it, you know. You don't have to go it alone. Emmy smiles sadly, trying to explain to a child that all fire burns.
Yeah, I did. And I do.
But why? Why do you have to keep going through this alone? Why can't you just trust me enough to let me help you? That smile again. Emmy leans in and kisses me on the cheek, an almost motherly gesture. She leaves her mouth close to my ear. She confesses one thing to me.
Because, Hisao, I've already had everything I knew ripped away from me once. I don't know what I'd do if it happened again.
She pauses, as if uncertain as to whether or not she should continue. I feel a violent churning in my gut. She continues.
So I can't rely on you, or the nurse, or anyone else. Just me. That's how it's gotta be.
Having delivered this short speech, she looks down and covers her mouth with the back of her hand. The conversation is clearly over. I search for something to say, but can't think of anything. Maybe I should go for now. I've got stuff. He doesn't even look up. Sounds tired or relieved. Can't tell which.
Okay, Sal. Go take care of that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.
Get off the bed and head for the door, pausing at the doorway. Hey, Emmy?
Yeah?
1,000 things I want to say. Too mixed up to say any of them, though. For admitting that she'll never let me close, I feel like my world's just been ripped out from me. What happened in that accident? I know she's lost her legs, but that's never seemed to bother her. What happened there? What scares a girl so badly that she won't accept help, even from someone she loves? I don't know, but I want to know. I want to know so badly that being denied that answer feels like a knife in my gut.
Sal? You were saying?
Still standing in the doorway. Nothing. Never mind. I am closing the door. Walking down the hallway. Down the stairs. Out the door. Into the dark. Somehow I wander back to my own room. My brains are doing a mile a minute, going nowhere fast. I can't figure out how to deal with this. I thought that moving forward was a good thing. Dwelling less on the past that I can't change. Living the present and looking at the future. After this thing with Emmy, I'm not sure anymore. She was saying the truth. Simpler to look at the next curve, ignoring the path gone by. No worry about the opponent left behind. No care for the spectators on the sidelines. And unfortunately, no time to watch out for lagging teammates either. Throw myself down on the bed, looking at one corner of my ceiling as if the answers I want were written there. No such luck, of course. She's literally running away from something, but I have not been doing the same thing. But have I not been doing the same thing? Trying to best forget about my hospitalization? Don't worry, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep going, Tom, don't worry. I'm getting better. My health isn't going to magically fix itself. Emmy has 2 legs instead of a heart to deal with. But those aren't going to magically fix themselves either. Maybe this is just as fixed as the both of us can get. The room becomes darker and darker until I can't really tell I'm looking at a corner anymore. The morning comes too soon on the heels of a sleepless night. Is that how Emmy's been spending her nights? Staring at the wall or ceiling, trying to stop thinking about whatever it is? Her, in my case. That clenched feeling in my gut is still there. I can't rely on you. Words spoken so casually. Almost like she was teasing me, or chastising me for suggesting that the earth is flat. That's how it's gotta be. The way it's gotta be sucks. Feeling so miserable that I very nearly decide to skip the run. That would be stupid, though. That's something I should just... It's not something I should do just to see her. Sure, that was the original reason, but it's something more now. Start to enjoy the running itself. There are worse ways to get the blood flowing anyway. Never thought I'd say it after that first week or so, but I feel a lot better after a run. No matter what else I do today, or at least done that one thing. It wakes me up too. And Emmy herself said that running always clears her mind. It'll help clear her mind. I hope so. The morning is cool and clear, if a bit humid. Summer's making itself known, it seems. Emmy's already stretching out when I arrive and greets me with a smile and a wave.
Hey, Sal!
Sight of her so chipper is like a kick in the nuts. In fact, literally anime fan RK2K came and kicked Hisao in the nuts. 'Cause I did! How can she be so happy after yesterday? It's called burying your emotions, dumb cough. Give a half wave and I'm surprised to receive a hug.
Hey, about last night.
Here it comes.
I want to say thanks. I actually managed to get some sleep for the first time in a while. And I think it's because of our talk.
I did it, you know. You didn't see it? I kicked Hisao in the nuts, man. That's what happens.
So thanks.
How could she sleep better after our chat? She basically told me that she wouldn't get any closer to me. That let her sleep well? Excuse me, but what the hell? I mean, either doesn't notice my bafflement or chooses not to notice. No telling with her anymore. Oh, no problem. Glad it helped. You're headed to alert mode? Okay. The venom that threatens to drip into my voice is controlled for now. I think I better start running now before I do anything stupid. Emmy seems equally willing to get started, and before long we're darting around the track. I can tell she feels more relaxed. Running has gone back to the more graceful movements I remember from when I first watched her. To stark contrast to the almost brutal way she's been hurling herself around the track these past few days. Talk really does seem to have helped her. A pity it couldn't help me. I get into the rhythm of the running, thinking back to when I couldn't afford thinking about anything else but keeping my breathing steady and legs moving. Guess those days are gone. At least for the first couple of laps. Annoyed at the lack of success I'm having with clearing my head, I increase the pace. There's the burning sensation in my legs. The breaths come ragged in my chest, pounding on my heart, which I still need to be careful about. But it does seem to have gotten stronger. I feel it pumping blood through my veins. The sound thrums into my ears, but instead of being panicked as I was the day in the snow, I'm instead filled with elation. Yes, it's working. My heart, the fatal flaw that landed me here, has improved. I'm able to keep going now. Maybe one day I'll be able to stop worrying as much. Right now, it doesn't matter that I have no idea what to do about Emmy and me. All that matters is that my arms and legs continue to pump in concert with one another. Nothing else. As I hit the final stretch, I remind myself that running really does help, but not as much as I'd hoped. I do feel better. As I walk a few laps to cool down, I begin to remember last night in a slightly less emotional manner. Emmy wants me to stay distant from her. I can't bring myself to do so. There's gotta be a way around this. Some kind of middle ground I can reach. Not sure what that middle ground is, though. Damn. It's almost feeling optimistic.
Nice running, Sal. You've really improved.
Nice run. That's all I can hope for now, isn't it? Congratulations, Sal. You're pathetic. Hell yeah, Sal. Glad you finally recognized it. Wait, what? Gotta change my attitude. Well, you know, I am pretty awesome. Yeah, I just keep saying things that I don't mean. Any second now, I'll be as good at hiding my problems as Emmy is.
I like to think so.
Why did she do this to me? Say something like that with such real affection in her voice. It makes my heart leap. She doesn't mean it. She can't. Must be doing a worse job than I thought because Emmy peers closely at me.
Hey, you feeling okay? Maybe we should get it to the nurse, huh?
Yeah, I hate to keel over on you. It looks a little shocked at my bitter tone.
Don't say things like that. I've already done it once before, you know.
Why'd she act so affectionate? She doesn't really care. Thought she made that clear. No, Isao! There's a difference between not caring and choosing to not involve you because she cares about you. And she's trying to take it all on herself. She even said so herself. Don't let her nurse or Rin or anyone else know. Come on. Despite all of that, I find myself apologizing. No, I shouldn't have to, even though she's probably just putting on an act. Sorry. Come on, let's go see the nurse. Can't get myself to calm down the whole time. Every time it feels like I've gotten over what happened last night, Emmy does something or says something that shows affection. I'm back to the beginning. The image of her ending that conversation haunts me. It was like the final twist of the night that left me feeling bereft of any hope that Emmy and I could be more than what we are. What are we at this point? Little more than friends who happen to fuck. Really? It's not like I don't enjoy the time I spend with her. Said so the other day myself. Very nearly didn't even bring anything up with her. Was gonna hop on in there and let it ride, wasn't I? With this running through my head, I find myself in front of the nurse's office, still brooding as he checks out Emmy. Emmy comes bounding out the door, gives me a kiss, and darts off to shower, I assume. Well, the nurse beckons me into his office to give me the ritual once over. Yo, any problems today? Nah. I even pushed it a little harder today than I have in the past, and he seemed able to handle it. Sal's a massive dick. He's a massive dumbass. That's uncharacteristically risky coming from you, Sal. You've been hanging out with Emmy too much. It's rubbed off on you, and not necessarily in a good way. Mention Emmy's name, I can't help but frown unhappily in spite of my efforts at control. Well now. Oh, excuse me. This is new, don't you think? Last I checked, Your usual response to Emmy's name was a grin, not a frown. What exactly happened between you two? Emmy doesn't seem to be in on it, whatever it is. She's more relaxed than I've seen her in weeks, which is unusual for this time of year.
What do you mean by that?
By what?
This time of year. I keep trying to find out what's been bothering her. She clams up as soon as I broach the subject. Then last night she said,
let me guess. She won't tell you because she says she can't trust you. Now you're crushed because you thought that two of you were so much more than she seems to think. Right.
Yeah, more or less, man. How the heck do you know?
So, a nurse. I'm freaking god of this world, bruh. Did I smoke all that pot for nothing? Dude, I earned that keep here, okay? Plus, it's my job to know these things. Plus, I've known Emmy for long enough to know that she'd try to do something like this. It's just like her.
Says this in this sort of half affectionate, half frustrated tone. It seemed more appropriate if he had a cigarette dangling from his lips. As it is, he's willing to make do with the pen.
Look, might I give you some advice?
Well, considering how, bad we are at this, I think we need advice, right? Yeah, it is advice time. Sure, why not? What was it Muto said yesterday? You can't observe the thing, then observe what's around it. Worth a shot. Nurse knows Emmy better than I do. I'll wager. Sure, I'm open to the suggestions. Honestly, I'm kind of lost. Got no idea how to deal with this.
Never would have guessed.
He grins while he says this. I think he's kidding.
Look, here's the deal. Emmy is stubborn. You should know that by now. You know, you're pretty unobservant. But I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt here.
I'm so grateful.
Anyway, she decided that she doesn't want to talk about what happened. She's not going to talk about what happened. I said anything about what's been bothering her, even a hint.
Well, she did say she's having nightmares about the accident.
Really? Making progress then. It's good. It's good to help yourself. Well, I guess I can fill you in on this without violating my strict non-interference policy when it comes to Emmy making stupid decisions. The anniversary of her accident is coming up soon. She got suppressed around this time. It's a pretty traumatic event considering what she's lost.
I'm getting a little congested.
Excuse me. Woo! Bro. Right around.
You need more vocal exercises, that's what I need. Cause I got congested as I keep talking. It's tough. That's the other thing. She acted like she lost more than just her legs. What happened?
Whoa, nope, not going there, bruh. I have to ask someone else about that because this whole can of worms not about to open. Emmy wants you to know. She'll tell you in her own time. Just gotta be patient, that's all.
Why are you helping me with all this?
Because you're good for her. She trusts you, even if you don't think she does. You got the best chance out of anyone at this school right now to help her through this time of year. She won't accept my help. She might accept yours if you don't screw it up. So don't screw it up, got it, bruh?
I open my mouth to respond, but a knocking sound at the door interrupts me. Hey, you guys still in there?
Just a moment, Emmy. Give us a second to get our pants back on.
Door bursts open and Emmy glares knives at the nurse. Asshole.
Didn't mean to get your hopes up.
Hey, can we leave me out of this? Anyway, what's up, Emmy? You got something? Try to take a more cheerful tone with her. No need to upset her. Two can play the everything's fine game. Actually, I forgot to ask you something. Oh, what's that? Do you want to come with me on a trip to my house? My mom's making dinner. I thought you might want to join us.
Well, of course I accept. And he punches the nurse in the arm playfully.
Kana kana! Not you, idiot. You were over last week. I was talking to Hisao.
Oh, how interesting. Being the parent, yeah, boy. I'd love to go, Yemi. Thanks. I don't know why the nurse is like, my boy, in the background. Muto says the same thing too. I don't know why. Every time I talk about science, the nurse raised an eyebrow but says nothing. This man's God blesses. He's gonna find out. He's getting that true ending.
Great. I'll be in my room. Swing by after your shower. Change to something clean and we'll grab the bus.
Sounds good. I'll see you in a bit. This time it's me who leans in for a quick kiss before darting off to my room. Nurse like, good. What an interesting development. Maybe we're getting closer after all. Maybe Anime Fan RK2K is going to keep streaming until the ending after all. Oh god, my voice is going to die. Anyway. Maybe Emmy's finally ready to open up a little. Or maybe she's just being polite. A free meal seems like a good way to apologize for last night. Great. I can't decide whether to be excited, nervous, or depressed. Be both! Or all three, actually. Yes, thank you! I settle for a combination of all three and hop in the shower. It's the best way, man. Gotta be excited, depressed, and nervous at the same time. And take your medication. I don't think I like riding on buses. Yeah, me neither. That's why I got a license. Actually, I think I'm pretty comfortable saying that as a fact. Although, to be fair, I did take a bus to Gen Con last year because my friend drove out with his wife to Chicago and then drove down to Indianapolis, and his wife flew back. So I met him at Indianapolis. It worked out for me. Pretty good. Plus, I was the only one that got sleep out of my group of friends on the way in. It was good times. Anyway, actually, I think I'm pretty comfortable saying that as a fact. They sway a lot, and they smell funny. You can feel every bump in the road. Okay, so not all buses, but whatever. I get it, though. I'm really not looking forward to this. Plus, Emmy's legs keep making a clanking noise that draws the attention of everyone else on the bus. She's in shorts again, and she's got long socks drawn up on her prosthetics so they don't look so obviously false again. But that doesn't stop the odd look or two every time her legs bump together with an audible clunk. Yeah, I know. People look at me when my robot limbs, wait, what? I shift nervously in my seats, and Emmy raises an eyebrow questioningly. She doesn't seem to mind the stares. Either that, or she doesn't even notice that people are staring. I'm sure she's gotten her fill of odd looks before. After a certain amount of time, I doubt she's noticed anymore. Not that she'd ever tell me if I asked. Another fact is, I'm not just uncomfortable at the bus. I can't seem to come to terms with the fact that Emmy appears to be trying to bring me closer, while at the same time pushing me away. The nurse said she trusts me, even if it doesn't look like it. Well, I'm not sure I can trust the nurse. Really? The nurse is your ally in all routes. Hisao! Don't you understand? In every standard visual novel, which this one is based off of, you have to have that one ally you can trust unconditionally. And that person is the nurse, from what I've been told. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but whatever. He's protective of Emmy, just like I'm protective of Emmy, and I'd be likely to say something to make her look good if someone asked me about her. So he might just be doing that. Still, there was something about the way he seemed genuinely surprised that Emmy invited me along. Maybe last night's talk helped more than I think, but I'm still worried. See? Maybe you made some progress. I mean, the parents is a big deal, right? Not that I haven't already met Emmy's mother, but that was just as an acquaintance. Now it's going to be as Emmy's boyfriend with everything that implies. I can feel my heart pounding my chest, and let go of that snow-covered afternoon that feels like it was so long ago. That might as well be another life entirely. He just has a heart attack. Except then, I didn't know what was going on. I also didn't have medication to help prevent things spiraling out of control. I've come a long way in terms of my physical health, and for the second time today, I feel like I'll be able to live normally now, or at least as normally as possible. Now, if only I could manage my relationship as well as I manage my heart, I'd be in great shape. Well, we're here. Ray grabs my hand as soon as we stepped off the bus, starts heading down the street almost immediately.
Come on! We got a couple blocks until my place.
What? Oh, okay. Follow Emmy down the street, watching her confident stride. Like, I know this place. This place is my home. I know where it is, cause it's my home. Obviously, she's setting kind of a quick pace just a walk. Because she's anxious to get there. So, does your mom do this sort of thing often?
Nah, not too frequently. Mom's never been much for playing hostess.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, my dad was always the one pushing her to have people over.
This sudden unprompted reference to her father catch me off guard. When I look at Emmy's face, I'm not sure she meant to mention him. I think I've only ever heard her talk about him once. Yo, what up? Calling me a hoe? How's it going, Yarbed? Sal's trying to be deep, but he's just being a jackass? Well, yeah, he's... We already established that he sounds kind of dumb. You know, we already established this. Anyway. And from the look on Emmy's face, I'm not sure she meant to mention him. I think I've only ever heard her talk about him once. All I remember is that Emmy's mom told me that he wasn't around anymore. Oh, your mom prefers solitude. Emmy laughs, either from relief that I didn't ask about her father, or from finding my statement actually funny.
Not at all. She's why I'm such an outgoing person, you know? She just prefers to be a guest rather than a hostess. It's less stressful that way, or so she says.
Clearly, she's never had to meet her girlfriend's mother for dinner. Emmy giggles again and speaks in a teasing tone. Oh, spent all yesterday evening on the Vive? Nice, Narred. How do you like it? How do you like it so far?
Nervous, Isao? You shouldn't be, you know? It's not that big a deal. Just dinner at my house, that's all.
Yeah, but have you ever brought home a boyfriend before? Confess that part of me dreads hearing the answer to this. Dude, VR is getting more and more affordable as time passes, okay? One day we'll all have VR, and we'll all be controlled by the Matrix or what? Oh, nice. Yeah, and the new Oculus thing is going to be like $400 out of the box set. Is all inclusive and everything too. So, yeah, VR is getting more and more affordable. Oh, really? Yo, I heard good things about the new thing that's going to be coming out, like, I think this year or next year. Fuck Oculus. Oh, no. I can't control, you know, that. I just hope that, you know, well, I just hope that everything becomes affordable enough that we just like, oh yeah, it's easy. Confess that part of me dreads hearing the answer to this. You get motion sickness? That's gonna happen sometimes. I know very little of Emmy's past relationships. I don't even know if there were past relationships.
No, I guess I haven't. Hey, maybe this really is kind of a big deal after all.
Oh, good. Now I feel twice as nervous. Though to tell the truth, I'm pretty happy to hear that I'm the first one. Maybe we got something special after all. Bolstered by this new thought, I managed to calm down considerably by the time Emmy knocks on her front door.
Hey Mom, open up, we're here.
Door swings open and Mrs. Ibarazaki stands grinning at her daughter. The grin is still surprisingly similar to Emmy's. Look at them. Look at that mother. Never good to get used to that. Like mother, like daughter, right?
You know, people normally wait for a few minutes before they start shouting at the door. And most mothers say hello to their daughters instead of scolding them right away. Ah, of course. Welcome home, dear. I've missed you.
Aww. Affectionate hug later, we're inside. It is only then Emmy's mom seems to remember that I'm actually here.
And hello to you too, Isao. How are you?
I'm, quite well, thank you. Nice to not have school to worry about for a little bit.
Ah, yes. You finished up your exams, haven't you? That must be quite a relief for you both.
It's certainly a weight off my mind, that's for sure.
Mine too.
I think I slept well for the first time in weeks last night from relief alone.
This news is a surprise to Emmy's mother. She doesn't show it. Still, her response betrays a note of interest.
Is that so? I'm glad to hear that, Emmy. You know, I get worried when you get all wound up about, well, exams.
Certainly Emmy's mother knows something I don't. Or rather, she doesn't know that Emmy's told me about the nightmares. It's interesting being able to observe how Mrs. Ibaraki covers for Emmy. That protective instinct to make sure that I don't know any more than Emmy's willing to tell me. Suppose Emmy's got more in common with Quarks than I ever realized. Hey! Moves around fast, impossible to understand through direct observation, and she has an effect on everyone she encounters. I wonder if Mrs. Ibaraki will figure out that I know about the nightmares, or is she just keeping everything secret from everybody?
Yeah, it's not been bad. It's not been as bad this year as in the past. Misha helped me to stay focused.
Okay, I know that's not true. She even cut off contact outside of school hours during exam week. But she did see me during the day, and she told me more than once that the morning run was the only thing she looked forward to during exams. So it's not that much of a lie. Either way, to hear that being around her has helped even a little makes me feel a little better. Emmy's mother raised an eyebrow at this statement. Either she doesn't believe Emmy, or she's as surprised as I am.
Well, then it appears that's good. It's a good thing you two have become so close. I tell you to take good care of my daughter, Sal. It looks like you're already doing that.
Emmy grins at this and seems to take pride in my having managed to ingratiate myself with a mother so easily. Actually, I say your daughter's been the one taking care of me. She's got me out and running. Probably been more active since meeting her than I ever was, even before. Actually, never thought of it that much, nor had I ever appreciated the humor in it. I wasn't too active before the heart attack. Pickup games of soccer don't really count since they weren't that common. So now that I know for sure that I have a weak heart, now I run every day, pushing my luck with the help of my medication. Chuckle quietly, then realize I never finished my sentence. Well, before I had my heart attack and wound up at school here. Comes out so casually. It was a time that I would have thought twice about talking about what was wrong with me and all. But now? No, it just seems silly to care, especially in the company of Emmy and her mother. Emmy can be cavalier about a disability, then so can I. They back to the track meet where Emmy declared herself the fastest thing on no legs. The fact of her obvious loss has never seemed to bother her, at least not in public. Being stuck in the wheelchair frustrated her, I know. But even that was something she dealt with on her own, despite my efforts to the contrary.
Emmy has a way of bringing out the more active side in people. I have never quite figured out how she does it.
Those puppy dog eyes she gets, for starters!
I'm not surprised she managed to rope you into an exercise routine. If Rin were just as stubborn as she is, I'm sure that Emmy would have gotten her... if Rin weren't just as stubborn as she is, I'm sure that Emmy would have gotten her out and running with you too. Oh, that reminds me. Rin says hello.
I drift to the outer edges of the conversation again as we move into the dining room to eat. It smells delicious in here, and the spread that Emmy's mom has produced is impressive.
Whoa, you made enough to feed an army here. Is it too much? Well, you can always take some leftovers with you when you go.
That sounds great. I can only handle cafeteria food for so long. Something home cooked would be a welcome change of pace.
What he said, Mom. Thanks. What he said. Thanks, Mom. Whatever.
Food tastes as good as it smells. And there's a lull in the conversation while we eat again. Emmy assaults her plate with the usual amount of gusto, and I will admit I set a pretty fast pace myself.
So Isao, hear that you and my daughter here have gotten rather close.
The urge to say something like, not really, so strong. I open my mouth to say it, but then reassert control. We are close. There's no getting around it. I mean, Emmy's brought me here, hasn't she? Fortunately, both Emmy and her mother seem to take my reaction as a sign that I'm caught off guard rather than considering saying something cruel. Heh. I suppose we have. I blame the morning runs myself.
You make it sound like that. You make it sound like a bad thing, Isao. Well, I for one found it a relief.
Why's that?
Emmy's always been a popular girl. Never made many close friends.
This is a bit of news to me. I've always seen Emmy chatting with the classmates in the hallways. And certainly the whole track team seems to love her. But it is true that she chooses to isolate herself during lunch with Rinami. I mean, she even talks with the team captain about the fact that he does anal because he's gay. Just saying. Lemon lube, right? Lemon flavored lube? Not exactly the sort of behavior one expects from a popular girl, after all. Then again, I have experienced her unwillingness to get close firsthand, so I can't say I'm that surprised.
I was beginning to have my doubts.
Emmy rolls her eyes to the ceiling and grumbles something I can't quite make out. Huh?
What?
What's that you just said?
Nothing.
Miss Ibarazaki chokes on her drink with laughter.
You've been hanging out with the nurse too long, Emmy. I'm going to have to talk to him about corrupting my daughter.
Somehow, I don't think that would be very effective.
I learned most of it from you anyway, not the nurse.
Don't listen to her, Isao. She's a born liar.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I don't know, Emmy. I think your mother has a point.
What? You traitor! You're supposed to take my side in this.
Yeah, but you did lie about your leg after a while. Kicking the shins from an unmistakably plastic foot cuts me off. Not before Miss Ibarazaki's eyebrows shoot upwards.
What about your leg? It wasn't a big deal, that's all. I was just, in a wheelchair for a bit.
Last few mumbled words are quickly deciphered by Emmy's mother. I suspect she has experience with this sort of thing, and a worried frown appears on her face.
So that's why you kept dodging my calls. Oh, Emmy, I know how much you hate being in a wheelchair. No wonder you've been in such a mood lately.
Yeah, she's much happier on her feet, so to speak.
Well, of course. You spent enough time in the chair just after your accident.
She didn't get prosthetics immediately?
No. She had to finish healing up before they let her start the sort of therapy you've got to go through to adjust to those things. Especially since she wanted to run on them.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it sucked. Oh, did you see Reen's mural at the festival?
I mean, sudden change of topic makes me realize belatedly that she's been fidgeting the whole time her mother and I had been talking. Meguin bought his best Twitter bot? Why? Wouldn't all it'll do is show up, explode, and then leave for the day? How would that be best? I should have figured on her being a little skittish when it comes to talking about the accident, even around her mother.
No, I didn't make it out to the festival, remember? Although, I caught a glimpse of it at your track meet. Seems pretty weird to me.
Shows cute pictures of Megumin. Oh, on Twitter. Oh yeah, I know about that. But you should. But should it just explode once a day? Wouldn't that make sense?
I think that's more or less what she was going for. She talked a lot about being dreamlike, or trying to make it dreamlike. Reen's art is one of those things I don't think I'll ever understand. That's not surprising. I don't think Reen expects to be understood. She told me once that art allows people to understand stuff they wouldn't understand otherwise, but all at the same time she doesn't think it actually works that way.
Surprised that Emmy talked about this with Reen extensively enough to actually have Reen's opinion, such as it is. Some of the pictures of the art are explosions. Good. A Meguin bot should have explosions. Although I expect that Reen could not, if we're so inclined, say the same thing about Emmy's. Unless, of course, Emmy is purposely keeping me in the dark about everything, which is likely but unpleasant to think about. I drift down this unpleasant train of thought for a while, losing track of the conversation.
Hey, Emmy, I've been meaning to ask.
Huh?
Are you going to visit your father this year?
From the way she says it, you think Emmy's mother was talking about the weather. The way Emmy reacts, it's clearly not the weather they're talking about. I have comments I want to make. Welcome, Crispy Hanako. That name alone. That name alone. Whoa. That's a name, man. That's a name. That is a name. How's it going, Crispy Hanako? Anyway. She flinches, slight jerk of the head backwards as if she's just been slapped in the face. No, I have to say something about it. That's a name.
Can we talk about this later?
Her voice seems brittle, strained. Looks as if she's been severely shaken by the question. Seeing that Mrs. Iburazaki misjudged just how close Emmy and I are. Some things, it seems, are best not conversed about with me around. Father is one of these things. The accident that took her legs is probably another one of those things. Reaction to the earlier conversation between her mother and myself is any indication. It doesn't take Emmy's mother long to realize she screwed up.
Of course we can, dear. I'm sorry to bring it up. I just wanted to ask so I can make plans. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Emmy fidgets nervously, as if embarrassed by her own reaction. I'm convinced that her reaction is confusing. She only just mentioned her father to me earlier today. Less than a few hours ago, even. Oh, but visit father. Yeah, because he's not here. Why does a simple question about when she'll visit her father cause such a strong reaction? Unless whatever serenity she claimed to have reached by means of our talk the previous evening has suddenly evaporated. Or didn't help as much as they thought, or claimed.
I'll, be right back. Gotta visit the little girl's room.
Emmy gets up suddenly and leaves the table, leaving me and Mrs. Iburazaki alone. A little conflicted. Should I go after her, or should I stay here? It's obvious that Emmy's departure was not based on the call of nature. Something's bothering her, and I have to know what it is. How to go about it? Well, it's called dropping a save. Boom. I believe we have to talk to our mom. We need answers. Emmy's not going to tell us stuff. We need answers. There's an awkward silence at the table for a while after Emmy dashes off. I can't think of anything to say. Emmy's mother sighs, breaking the silence.
Sorry about that, Hisao. I sometimes forget that Emmy's touchy about certain subjects. I was talking about the wheelchair thing, too.
Should I go after her?
Heavens no. She didn't leave the table to continue the conversation, you know.
But if she's troubled, shouldn't someone help her?
If it were anyone else, I'd say yes. My daughter is stubborn as a mule. If she wants to be alone, it's best to let her be alone. Otherwise, she'll probably say something she'd regret. She'll cause you to say something you'd regret. I prefer that dinner doesn't end with one or the both of you storming out of the house.
You're gonna say it, Emmy's mom's a total MILF? Yeah, they did very good on our character design. I especially appreciate the orange. Big fan of orange.
Yo, thank you for the cheer.
Thanks, Crispy Hanako. I will enjoy all of the feels and the 10 bits. Thank you.
If that were to happen, I'd be a terrible hostess, wouldn't I? I've already acted as a fool once today.
That's okay. I shouldn't have brought up the wheelchair, apparently. Miss Iburazaki frowns, clearly more bothered by Emmy's omission than she let on.
I wish she wouldn't do that. Just makes me worry more, you know?
She does this often?
What, running off to the bathroom? No. Can't say she does. Keep injuries from her mother, though? Well, that's a little more common. Every time I catch her lying like that, she assures me that the only reason she didn't tell me is because it wasn't a big deal.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure the only reason I knew about it at all was because I saw her every day. This elicits a dry chuckle from across the table. Ha 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 ha. Miss Iburazaki sighs a little sadly.
Still hesitant about getting close to people, huh? I keep hoping that she'll get over that. It's funny, really. She's bounced back so well from the accident in so many ways. I guess some things never really go away.
From the looks of it, the whole thing still bothers her too. She seems to be a little more willing to talk about the accident without Emmy around, though. Hey, I've got a question if it's alright.
Oh?
What else did Emmy lose in that accident? The nurse says she gets this way near the anniversary and she won't talk about it to me.
So you thought I'd fill you in?
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, there's a problem with that request, you know.
Let me guess. Promise Emmy that you wouldn't tell anyone she didn't want to know, and you don't know if she wants me to know.
Something like that. I promised Emmy that she'd be the one to tell people the full story.
Well, isn't that important? I mean, it's clearly had a huge effect on her. She's still like this so long after the accident happened.
That's true. It did have a long-lasting effect on her. There are a few things that she'll probably never really get over.
For a moment, Miss Ibaraki looks incredibly saddened, as if an old wound is bothering her.
I suppose there are a few things I'll never really get over either.
Another dry chuckle, and with a shake of her head, his mother banishes the memory.
Look, there's something you absolutely must understand, but the way Emmy thinks about the accident.
What's that?
It wasn't a big deal.
So I managed to keep my mouth from falling open in surprise, but take some effort. That has to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I beg your pardon?
Okay. Maybe it's not that simple, but it's a pretty accurate summation.
Oh shoot, the music is super serious right now. What?
Emmy believes that the accident did not define her, that everything she lost that day didn't define her either. She's not that girl who lost her legs. She's the fastest thing on no legs. Her optimism and energy came out of that wreck without a scratch, as far as she's concerned.
Oh! Yet it goes beyond that, doesn't it? I mean, last night she told me that she refused to rely on me because it would make losing me too painful.
Not really. You say she won't tell you about the accident even though you asked her about it before. The reason she won't talk about it when you ask is because, to her, it's not something you absolutely need to know. Even if she wasn't terrified of getting too close to anyone, she still wouldn't talk about it.
She's afraid of being close to me.
Oh goodness me, yes. For all that talk about being unscathed by the accident, she gained the ugly knowledge of how quickly it can all be over. So she's not going to let people get especially close to her. And she certainly would resent any implication that she cannot work through this on her own.
But I don't think she can.
Oh no? Are you sure you've been dating my daughter and not somebody else? Trust me, Sal. She could get through it on her own.
But she has nightmares and can't sleep well, and
she does this every year. Tell me, she wasn't able to get through it on her own. Do you really think she'd still be alive? She would have killed herself or something equally melodramatic.
We're having serious conversation. We are now pinpointing what makes Emmy tick and why Hisao is unable to get close to her for now. So what, I shouldn't try to help her?
I didn't say that. I hate seeing my daughter like this, and knowing that she could rely on someone else would let me relax. You just need to understand that accepting help goes against everything Emmy thinks about herself and the way the world works. You still want to offer her help, and I guess that's your call. Honestly, I like you to. It'd be silly not to warn you that it's not going to be easy.
And that, oh my god, it's so... Guys, I have a confession to make. Very simple one. The hardest thing for somebody who doesn't ask for help, ever, is to ask for help. And that's what it is. You might go, oh, but if you need help, you ask for it, right? No! A person who doesn't ask for help never asks for help. Ever. I know this. I get it now. Oh my god, it's as clear as light and day. Like, oh. Not a single person will figure it out. Why? Why? They don't get it. People who have gotten help or who rely on others, who are close to other people, they don't get it. And they're saying Emmy Ibaraki is that kind of person. A person who doesn't ask for help, and therefore will never ask for help. Oh my god, it's really good. It's really good. It's really good. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You just need to be patient with her. She's already closer to you than anyone else she's ever met at Yamaku.
Well, it sure doesn't feel like we're really close.
Good. That makes this part easier.
And his voice nearly gives me a heart attack. Whoa. Didn't hear you come back, Emmy.
How convenient.
Wait, were you eavesdropping?
Nope. Just happened to come back at the right moment, I guess.
Emmy, Hisao was just... holds up a finger, cutting her mother off.
On his way out of the house, yeah, I know.
He's trembling with anger now, looking vaguely betrayed.
Emmy, don't be ridiculous, we're just... You promised!
Being carried in that last word is almost too much for me to bear. The idea that I could hurt her that much is like being kicked in the gut. His mother looks similarly pained by the thought.
And I kept that promise. Just listen, there's no reason to go throwing people out of the house.
And his mother seems to be both angry at her daughter's outburst and embarrassed that I'm a witness to it. There's only one real solution to this problem, I think. It's okay. I'll go.
Now really, that seems a little unnecessary.
Don't worry about it. Thank you for dinner, Miss Yabuzaki, and for the advice.
It was my pleasure, Isao. Sorry we didn't get to the dessert.
That's okay. I have to watch what I eat anyway. Good evening, Emmy, Miss Yabuzaki. The familiarity of our conversation, coupled with the fact that I'm getting ready to leave, seems to snap Emmy out of her anger.
No, wait, I'm sorry. I've been so... After last night, I just thought... No, I have to go. I take it back. It's okay.
Can't help but smile slightly. She can barely articulate her apology. I really would like to stay. just insert simple and clean in everywhere. Why not? Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. Wait a second. That led to a giant rabbit hole and a clusterfuck of a story. Wait. But I don't think I can right now. I need to think about what her mother said and about what I'm going to do about us. I don't want to risk accidentally getting Emmy angry again in her current state either. No, I think I better leave. Seem pretty shook up and, well, I'd only wind up trying to help you again. I know you prefer I didn't, so I'm going to leave instead.
But...
Hey, it's not a problem. You don't want a knight on a white charger, right? Just promise you one thing, okay?
What?
Don't be angry at your mom, okay? She was just giving me some advice, that's all. That's a Happy Thought song? No, just play Sanctuary. Wait, what happened to Xion? Who's Xion? Emmy nods hesitantly, like this simple idea is all that she can grab onto at this point. So terribly off balance. Can't do anything about that right now.
Okay.
See you tomorrow, okay? Running in the morning. Don't forget! You see that I've hurt Emmy by deciding to leave, but there's nothing I can do for her as things stand. I know that she's too stubborn to admit that she wants me to stick around. I watch various emotions cross Emmy's face as she tries to process everything that's just happened. Shortly comes that calm look again, like last night, and the voice that tries so hard to sound careless. The fuck, Sanctuary? Come on! Come on!
Sure, Sal. See you around.
Both of us are unwilling to concede emotion at this point. I'm having a hard time keeping up my facade, so I turn on my heel and walk out the door. I shut it behind me slowly, pausing for a moment as the latch catches my hand on the doorknob. Did I make the right decision just now? Should I have stayed and tried to work things out? No, I decide. Not in front of her mother like that. In spite of everything, I'd rather keep Emmy's mother insulated from the sort of anger that surfaced last night. Even though she's probably used to it, some protective instinct wants me to keep Emmy's image as a cheerful girl intact. With a start, I realize my hand is still resting on the knob. Take my hand away, put it in my pocket, and head down the slowly darkening street. Dude. Simple and Clean gets copyright stricken all the time. It's literally the reason why people use covers of it instead. It's a copyrighted song, okay? I let out a long breath. The wait until tomorrow morning comes isn't going to be easy. In any case, think on what to say to Emmy. I must apologize. I must get through to her somehow. On that account, something has been on my mind for most of the way back to my room. The letter of apology from Iwanako. I was so concerned about my new life when I received it that I didn't even bother to really read it. Now that I find myself in a similar position, my curiosity got rekindled. What did she want to let me know so badly? Nothing else, reading her thoughts might help me frame mine. I remember tossing it away. Damn, where did I throw that thing? Check under my desk. That turns with nothing, so I look for hard-to-reach, more unlikely locations. Well, now I know where that lost sock went, at least. Yeah. Still a letter, though. So I try sweeping my arm under my nightstand, and I feel something crinkly jammed between it and the wall. Grunting a little with the effort, we try to prize as soon as to bring it into the light. Bingo! Oh, it's back! The letter. Sit at my desk and spread the crumpled paper open. Flick turns on the table light. Skipping past the empty pleasantries, I look for the point where I stopped reading. Here it is.
There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that the things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person. I have no excuse for it. The truth is, the time when I visited you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seemed to become more distant and disheartened. It was natural after something like that happened, I'm sure. It's how I got the feeling that you had given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe?
Giving up on happiness. Sounds so unpleasantly familiar.
I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I really am sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most. Even though I like you so much. At least now, finally, I can be more honest. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you not to give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away. I just said something. Hope you managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it also feels more final somehow. What if we will meet again? Perhaps for the best if we don't. Still, if you'd like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you're doing. Wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanako.
She's a nice girl, you know. She tried. After finished reading the letter, I smoothed it out carefully and set it aside on my desk. Thank you, Iwanako. I wanted to answer yes to your question on that snowy winter day, but I never got to. By the time we met again, it was too late. So I thought, what would have happened if I behaved differently back at that dismally sterile hospital room? I'm sorry. There's no point wondering now, but there's no point trying to forget either. I am who I am because of all that happened to me, and all I look forward to experience. I am who I am because of all that happened to me, and all I look forward to experience. Oh, all the things I'm about to experience. That's what it means I love. Okay. Present, future, and past. The past may have just taught me an important lesson now. Yeah! Important lesson now. Is that a chapter 4 lesson? Act 4. Motion. How long is Act 4? I have no idea. The question is, do I continue? Probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours if I continue. We're doing it! We are finishing the Emmy route right now. I'm going to be defiant about it. We are going to end it today. You know why? Emmy Razaki will not stop. And so I will also not stop, I guess. Call it stubbornness, anyway. The sound of my alarm is an unwelcome intrusion on a sleep that's been a battle to obtain. Doubt I've been truly asleep for more than an hour or two. Too much on my mind. Did I make the right choice leaving the house yesterday? I managed to get Emmy to realize how unreasonable she's been. Am I ever going to manage to get her to stop being unreasonable? Emmy's mom gave me a new perspective the other day. I'm still not sure that it's the right perspective. She was hurt when I left yesterday too. I know that part of any conversation is going to have to include an apology about that. Right thing to do or not, I heard her. I hurried down to the track, eager to talk to Emmy. I think I know what to say. Apologize for leaving first, and go ahead from there. Unless, of course, Emmy doesn't show up. Which, from the looks of things, seems like it's the case. It's about 15 minutes since I got here, and there's no sign of her. She's never late, not unless she's sick, which is unlikely. She probably just doesn't want to see me right now. Take my mind off what that implies. I begin my warm-up routine and take off around the track. Clears my mind wonderfully. After a half hour I'm running, I don't think about anything but the run. However, once I finish, Amy still hasn't shown up. Get a little worried. With any luck, the nurse will know where she is. Nothing else. I can see what he thinks I should do next. So yeah, last night didn't go too well, I take it. Huh? You already know? I have my ways. It's not as if I missed a distant absence. The distinct absence of your running partner this morning, now would I? No, I suppose not. So what happened? Don't you know already? Maybe, but I could be bluffing. Perhaps I prefer to give your side of the story before I give any... Perhaps I prefer to get your side of the story before I give you any advice. Quickly fill the nurse in on the events of last night, and he takes it all in without changing expression once. Nothing about the whole event seems to surprise him, although he does seem surprised. I say I didn't follow Emmy. Didn't follow Emmy? Choose to talk to her mother instead, huh? Smart move, though I guess it didn't work out too well for you in the end. Well, I'm not too sure. Emmy seemed apologetic when I left, or at least she seemed that way until she put up her defense again. The nurse's voice is pretty tough, not gonna lie. Nurse sighs and spreads his hands in a conciliatory gesture. Frankly, I'm surprised you let them down at all. Emmy's had a lot of practice on that score. Probably won't get anything else out of her. I don't believe you. Is that so? Think she'll tell you the whole tale? Sorry, just saw the nurse's eyes glitter a little. Expression is the same, but he leans forward ever so slightly. I think she'll open up if I ask her without being an idiot about it, yeah. Nurse gives his enigmatic smile in response and shrugs widely. I think he's enjoying his role a little too much. That's a real trick, isn't it? Sure you know the right way to approach the subject. Guarantee that Abby's going to try her hardest to pretend last night didn't happen. It'll be painfully awkward for the both of you. It'll also be a lot safer than trying to ask her the whole story again. Could go worse this time. Are you ready for something like that? Sounds like a challenge, like he doesn't believe me for a minute. That'd be so bold. I actually feel a little insulted by his lack of confidence in me. Of course, I'm ready for that. I love her. My outburst gets a raised eyebrow in response. Well then, good luck. Let me know how it all turns out. Although he delivers his parting shot with the same smirk as usual, I actually think that the nurse wants me to succeed. Resist the urge to charge directly to Emmy's room to prove the nurse wrong. Gone in half-cocked before, and the results were less than stellar. If I'm going to do this, I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, something to think about in class. You'll go for a night? Have a good night, King. Sure enough, by the time lunch rolls around, I think I have a good idea of what to say, and I can do this. The bell rings, I grab my lunch and dash up the stairs, eager to be there first. I need to ask Rune to leave, and I'll need to... Hi, Sal. Sorry I wasn't able to run with you this morning. I overslept. Somehow both Emmy and Rune have managed to get to the roof before me. Oh, that's no problem. Last night was kind of draining, I guess. Emmy's expression doesn't alter in the slightest. Yeah, sorry about that. But I've had such a weird morning since then. Really? Emmy proceeds to make small talk for the rest of the time. I can barely get a word in edgewise, and soon find myself interjecting with a sort of back-and-forth dialogue. Seems to have defined our early relationship. I'm not going to get anywhere on this problem during lunch, obviously. I can respect that. He obviously doesn't want to accidentally pull Rin into things, and that's fine. Not that I think Rin would notice, but I can at least respect that sort of rationale. I try a different tactic. Hey, Emmy, what are you up to after class today? Let's say we could go somewhere for dinner or something. Emmy looks genuinely remorseful. Sorry, Sal. Promised the track captain I'd stick around after practice and help some of the other kids with their form. I'll have to be some other time. Yeah, sure. I'm honestly not sure what to do now. Maybe diving into things the day after would be a bad idea anyway. She might still be angry about it, just not showing it. Besides, she's got track team responsibilities, that's fine, right? Tell myself some variation on the theme the next day. Then the next. I wake up, run with Emmy, during which she refused to talk about anything but the run, what she was doing the night before. Then lunch, where we sit and make small talk until the bell rings. Her responsibilities effectively keep me from seeing her outside of school. Maybe, just maybe, I'm letting it happen because it's safer this way, just like the nurse said. Except while it may be safer, I'm feeling more and more wretched. Emmy doesn't look good when I see her anymore. Dark circles lurk under her eyes. She seems more and more distracted, and I can't bring myself to just ask what's wrong, because timing never seems right. I'm absolutely miserable. Really? Really? So you're saying, well, alright, I think I know what to do here. Oh, wait, everything's going terrible. Another lunch comes. I trudge up the stairs to the rooftop like a condemned man. Rena's up there, but Emmy is not. Immediately, I worry that something's happened to her. Maybe the lack of sleep finally made her collapse or something worse. She seems pretty tired after our morning run. Maybe she fell asleep and didn't even make it to class. Hey, Rin, where's Emmy? Response, I get a rather penetrating look from Rin. Something approaching a frown appears on her face. Is that information really important? I think so. She's usually here with you, isn't she? I don't know. I have no way of being sure. I can confirm that she is, in fact, usually here with you when I come up. Well, she isn't now. Does that worry you? Kind of. That seems to end the conversation. The point becomes moot anyway because Emmy bounced through the door with her usual energy. Sal is kind of worried about you, Emmy. I don't think he can decide. Maybe I just don't believe him. But I think I'm going to go somewhere less awkward now. I'm so surprised at Rin being so suddenly forward about it. Well, anything at all that I merely watched her head through the door. Emmy is similarly surprised, and colors slightly crimson as she stares open-mouthed at me. It occurs to me that I should probably say something, only to break the awkward silence that has suddenly descended. It's because you weren't here yet, I was, worried about you. Why? You're usually here, so I was worried that something had happened to you.
This isn't the first time that I've been late, you know. Do you get worried all the other times, too?
Not really. Emmy seems slightly amused by this. I don't know why, but that kind of pisses me off.
So why was it this time an exception?
It's a light, teasing tone of the question. Something in her response pushes me to be honest, but I can't help snapping at her when I say it. Because you've been worrying me since dinner at your house, that's why. Well, now that it's out in the open, Emmy's eyes are wide. She looks like she wants to bulge, but she doesn't.
Ah, still on that, I see.
What, you think I'm just going to forget about it? Throw me out of your house! Going on for almost a week pretending it never happened.
I didn't see you bringing it up either, you know.
I know, I'm sorry that was the case. We have to address it, or we'll just keep this, whatever it is we've got now. It's killing me to look at you, look at how you look right now. Did you know that? Those circles in your eyes and that distracted look in them. And I can't help worrying that I've caused it somehow.
You haven't, trust me.
Well, I haven't helped either. Keep pushing you to tell me things you aren't ready to tell me. Maybe I was wrong to try getting your mother to help me out. I've been so worried about you that I didn't know what else to do.
Well, you don't have to worry about me anymore, okay? I think it's pretty clear we're not right for each other. We should just stop.
Her face is twisted as she says this. She doesn't want to say it but forces herself anyway. You don't actually want that, do you? Heck, you can barely bring yourself to say it. Anyway, it won't keep me from worrying about you. I care too much about you to just stop on command. You don't want to tell me what's wrong? That's fine. I won't stop trying to help you, even if it's just standing by you.
Stop saying that!
Shaking now as she looks at me. I can see she's afraid and frustrated and a million different things all at once. Shake my head slowly and take a few steps toward her. You know what your mom told me? Show me you never asked for help. Because you know what? You know that you're strong enough to get through anything on your own. But that's not the full story, is it? Her eyes go wide and she takes a step back. Keep going because I think I finally figured it out. Something tells me we'll get another shot. Put it off far too long as it is. There's no harm in having someone help you. Unless you're worried about needing help in the first place. You're scared, aren't you? Because of... Trail off, because I don't know for certain what happened to Emmy's father. Don't want to jump to a conclusion. Well, never mind why. But it's okay to be afraid. Been running from it and from me for so long. You know, you have to turn around and face your fear. I'm going to be there to help you when you do. I won't stop, because I don't think you'd want me to. You can understand the sort of determination, can't you? can see that I've gone through to her, but she quickly falls back to anger, trying to push me away again.
Back on your white charger, Hisao. Gotta help the poor cripple face her emotional problems? What do you know about me? And about what I've already had to face? Think 2 months of learning to walk again was fun? But I did it. After I did that, I had to.
For a moment, it seems like she's going to say something else, but she cuts herself off. After all that, you don't think you can get past your fear? Emmy, can't fathom what you've been through. To come through it and still be the sort of girl that you are, well, makes you think you have even more strength than you think. So I'm not going to help you because I think you need rescuing. I don't want to be a knight rescuing the damsel in distress. But even knights helped each other out, you know? I want to help you, even though I know you can do it on your own. For a moment, it looks like Emmy's going to break down completely, but she doesn't. Tears run down her face, but she stares at me steadily. Why are you trying so hard to help me? It's because I owe you one for helping me out when we first met. That wouldn't be the truth. The truth is, I just want you to be happy because I love you. Have I ever said that before? I've been in a relationship for her and it's been pretty obvious I love her. Did I ever actually speak those words?
What did you say?
I say it again, savoring the feeling of being able to say it at all. Being able to say it and mean it. Emmy seems stunned. I said I love you, Emmy. I love you. Just you. And that makes me want to stand by you no matter what you have to face. I'm wrapped in a fierce hug then. Emmy begins to sob against my chest.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything, but I'm so scared, Giselle. So scared of losing you, and I love you too. I can't lose you, I'm so sorry.
Hold her quietly, shushing her until she settles down. Steps back a little more composed.
Will you come with me tomorrow? Back to my house? There's some things I need to show you if I'm going to do this.
Of course. Maybe this time we can leave together instead of separately. No, that's a little sassy. Add that to the sassy book, alright? That was pretty good. Every grin, sudden flash of brightness seems more genuine than anything I've seen in the past week.
Yeah, maybe.
Lunch bell rings, eh? Curse the universe of poor sense of timing. Are you free tonight? We can talk more then, right? Amy shakes her head.
Sorry, Sal. I'm still helping the track team. Plus, I don't think it would be good if we talk this over tonight. I'm going to be too tired to think properly. I want to be able to tell you everything without screwing it up. You can wait, right?
Even now, there's a bit of fear in her voice. Smile rests her hand on her shoulder. Okay, I'll be waiting. Amy gives you a quick kiss before she heads for the stairwell.
Thanks, Sal. See you tomorrow morning.
Wouldn't miss it. Head down the stairs with the feel of her lips on mine. So I'm aware of how much I missed that sensation. I have to remember to thank Rin for getting us to talk to one another. Although it's possible she won't even realize what she's done. Still, if not for her, I doubt I ever have been able to confront Emmy again. Guess I needed more help than I realized. Tomorrow, however, I'll need to stand alone through whatever Emmy's trying to work herself up to doing. I'll be up to the task, I hope. Look at this. 15 minutes. Tons of progress out of nowhere. What? I'll blaze through this narration. Alarm. Okay. The morning sun is bright through my open window, and the sound of my alarm quickly has me up and about. I slept surprisingly well last night, secure in the knowledge I at least got another chance with Emmy. If I can just keep myself from doing anything stupid, maybe I'll find out what's been eating her recently. I have a few educated guesses, but nothing concrete, and certainly nothing that I'm going to say to her. I much prefer to have her tell me herself. Although I can't help remembering the nurse's warning that I might not like what she has to say. Do I really need to know that badly? What if it's something awful that makes me repulsed by her? Can I really say that I'm prepared to handle whatever she has to say regardless of what it is? Emmy says she wants to tell me without screwing it up. What the hell does she mean by that? What's there to screw up? Suppose there's not much use worrying about it though. I'll find out today. It occurs to me that I really need to run this morning. Clear my head if nothing else. Emmy's waiting for me as promised, looking a little haggard but otherwise bright and cheerful. Much more so than any previous day this week.
Hey Sal, you're late.
Wave my hand dismissively. Nonsense. Just early. Emmy grins back and feels like we're finally back where we should be with one another. Except now Emmy, not just me, wants to take another step forward. Although a part of me worries that she'll back out at the last second.
Hurry up and stretch, Sal. I don't want to miss the bus.
The bus?
I said I wanted you to come back to my house, remember? I promised my mom we'd be there in time for lunch, so I want to hurry.
Early start, huh?
It's more fun for my mom's benefit than anything else.
Ah, well, that's okay. I successfully try to guess what Emmy has planned, shortly before realizing that it doesn't matter that much to me. I quickly go through my warm-up routine while Emmy bounces impatiently from one foot to the other. She really does seem to want to get moving as soon as possible, with her tongue sticking out like that weirdly. The run is over so quickly I can barely believe that I haven't fallen over dead afterwards. Emmy sets a blistering pace, and I, in my foolishness, kept up with her. Well, until the last few laps, I had to slow down just in case. I don't mind. Emmy's waiting patiently for me when I finish, patiently as she can wait anyway.
Finish? Good, come on.
Grabbing my arm, she practically rushes me down to the nurse's office. Seem to be in a hurry, Emmy. Trying to catch your early bus.
Yeah, I told my mom I'd be back for lunch.
Well, I'll take care of you first, Dad.
But Yusao's gotta come with me too.
The nurse raised a single eyebrow at this statement, peers at the two of us searchingly. Really? Today, huh? Emmy's response is a nod followed by a surprisingly shy grin. Well then, we'll make this quick. Up, very chop chop! Emmy enters the nurse's office and I patiently wait outside for her to be finished, wondering just why the nurse seemed to be surprised by Emmy's declaration. I feel like I'm missing out on some joke or the significance of today, beyond the fact that it is clearly significant in some way, of course. True to his word, the nurse has Emmy out of his office surprisingly quickly, take her place after promising to meet up with her at the front gate. The nurse takes my pulse and listens for a bit. Heartbeats faster than usual. You're pushing yourself again, have you? Well, Emmy seemed in a rush to get through the run, so... I'm not surprised. Today is rather important to her, you know. I suspected that could be the case, but I have no idea why that's the case. She hadn't told you. Interesting. So you're not going to tell me either then? Nope, I'm not. I suspect that Emmy has her own plan for explaining today to you. I don't want to mess with that. Find out soon enough, so what's the rush? Now for your heart, I would take it easy for the rest of the day. No spontaneous races or anything like that. Got it?
Got it.
She won't have her running legs on anyway, right? No. If you think something like that's going to stop her. Good point, good point. Very fair. Emmy doesn't stop. I don't think it'll be much of an issue today of all days, but still. He's trying to reassure me he's doing a terrible job. Quickly becoming more and more worried about what today could be for. I suddenly find out Emmy's in a cult or something. At the same time, if today's such a big deal and Emmy wants me to be with her for it, then maybe she really does want to grow closer to me. Maybe this will be the answer to all the riddles, to the sleepless nights, and the sudden mood swings. Either way, I barely remember to thank the nurse before taking off as quickly as I dare for my room. To get a shower, throw on some decent looking clothes. If today is as important as it seems to be, I should dress appropriately. Emmy of course proves me wrong as soon as I reach the front gate, wearing a usual shirt and shorts, so at least I know it's not a terribly formal affair, whatever it is.
You're early, Yusao.
Not as early as you. Eager, are we? Emmy cheekily pokes out her tongue. The bus stop isn't very crowded at this hour, which seems to please Emmy, and we end up relaxing a little as we wait. Sit in silence for a while, but I can tell that Emmy's trying to work herself up to say something. I don't have anything to say myself, so I sit waiting for her to talk. Doesn't take too long.
So, I'm sure you're curious as to why the nurse thought it was so weird for me to be bringing you along today.
I was a bit, yes, but if you're not ready to tell me. Emmy stops my sentence by placing her finger on my lips.
Don't tempt me, Yusao. I want to tell you this. I'm just uncertain as to how to go about it. I don't want to keep delaying or deferring. I just want to be able to say it.
So say it.
You know that it's not going to be that easy for me, right, Yusao?
So treat it like running. Warm up a little bit with something small and easy and go from there. But don't do it too fast, okay? I'm a patient man. I'll wait for you to get to it. He seems to consider my words, weighing them against what is probably a desire to get it over with. I will admit, as much as I keep telling Emmy to take her time, I wouldn't mind her getting it over with either. I want to get over it with Benefati, right? Somehow I know that Emmy probably needs more time than the bus ride will provide to get it all out, whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe you're right. The bus stop probably isn't the best place for this anyway. But just to make sure that I don't go back on my word, I'll at least say this.
She takes a deep breath, lets it out, and after a moment says in a low voice,
We're going to see my dad today.
The words hang in the air, and I can see that Emmy's afraid that I'll panic and disappear in response, which a part of me almost wants to do. But it would be stupid of me to back out. or to suddenly abandon the promise I made to be there for Emmy when she needs me. The nurse thought it was so weird of her to be bringing me along. She doesn't bring anyone along, or at least I'm willing to bet that she hasn't before today. The day seems to take on an even greater significance. What has it taken Emmy to get this far? Ah. Why is it that the best I can manage as a response?
Yeah.
I don't know what I should say.
Nothing, I think. Just promise that you're going to come with me.
Of course. You know I will. Emmy smiles wanly, looking a little relieved.
Good. In that case, we better get going.
The bus pulls up just a little after she finishes the sentence. Vague memories of my first trip out here come to mind as I step off the bus. But unfortunately, they're too vague to be of any use. I will be the first to admit that I don't quite recall how to get to Emmy's house, so let her lead the way. She seems content to walk in silence, and I myself have no idea what I could possibly say, so the two of us arrive at her house having said nothing since getting off the bus. Emmy's mother opens the door and doesn't seem surprised to see me standing next to her daughter. I expect that Emmy would have phoned ahead to let her mother know of the change of plans.
Emmy, Hisao, you're just in time. Lunch is just about ready. Great! I was afraid we might be running late.
As fast as you were going this morning, I doubt there was much of a chance of that.
I certainly hope she wasn't too much of a bother, Hisao. She tends to get a little paranoid about being on time when food's involved.
I hadn't noticed. This earns me a swat on the arm for Emmy. Despite the serious nature of our conversation on the bus and the almost brooding quiet walk, it's quickly becoming cheerful again. Probably to keep her mother from worrying about whatever it is Emmy plans to tell me later. Miss Ibarazaki ushers us in, and in short order, we're around the table devouring lunch. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I got here. For once, I seem to be eating almost as much as Emmy.
Goodness, it's a good thing I made so much. Two of you are acting like you haven't eaten in days. Weeks, months, who knows.
I skipped breakfast this morning.
Me too. Had to catch a bus, I assume. That, and I figured you make too much food, so it wouldn't matter if I skipped breakfast.
Well, it's good to know that I'm predictable. Emmy nods enthusiastically, and conversation falls off again, so we very nearly cleared the table of anything edible. It is a testament to the sheer amount of food on offer that we don't finish everything. I lean back in my chair with a sigh and thank Mrs. Ibarazaki for the food.
I'm glad you liked it, Hisao. Now, has Emmy told you where we're going?
Yeah, sort of. Is it far from here?
Not really, but we'll drive there to save time. It's close. It closes kind of early.
I nod in assent and stand up ready to go. Well then, shall we? Miss Ibarazaki nods and leaves the room to grab her keys. Emmy, I notice, has started to fidget nervously. Second thoughts? Emmy smiles tightly at me and shrugs. Swallowing silent again, which probably means I'm right, and she's starting to regret bringing me along. Not that I blame her. She's done such a good job of shutting me out that I doubt it's easy to suddenly open up. Honestly, worried that she's forcing it. But she said while waiting for the bus that I'm not supposed to give her a chance to back out. And since I promised to go with her anyway, I suppose there's not much of a choice. Can't go back on my promise, and she can't go back on hers. I just hope the both of us are up to it. We're off! Yay! Emmy's mother blows through the dining room, collects the two of us, heads out the door at a brisk pace. Now I know where her daughter gets it from. She's like, picks up both of them, like, alright, we're going! Wait, what? The car pulls up at the cemetery gates, and I feel Emmy tense up beside me. Reach over and give her hand a comforting squeeze, which causes her to relax a little. Emmy's mother doesn't follow us, explaining that she prefers to visit the grave alone. Emmy steps through the gates, looks back, as if to make sure I'm still there. We step into the cemetery. I don't feel comfortable in cemeteries. Gravestones litter the ground, which one serving as a reminder that someone used to be alive and is no longer. How many died young? How many were as old as I am now? When do I wind up with a marker of my own? How much longer do I have left? The concept of not waking up, not seeing Emmy anymore, is not a happy one. It frightens me, and I very nearly turn around and exit right then and there. I want to go among dead people. I want to see their stones and think about who they are, or what they could have been if they've only been more time. Then I look at the girl next to me, and my resolve returns. Emmy striding purposely down the path, eyes clear, setting a pace that's very nearly a jog. The sooner we get there, I suspect she thinks, the better.
We're here.
Gravestone wholly unremarkable and everything except for the name etched upon it. Grass has grown up around the base. His eyes are riveted to the stone. For a few moments she turns around looking surprisingly calm yet solemn.
Pink's not actually my favorite color, you know.
Or what?
I'm warming up to it.
Ah.
People tend to think that pink's my favorite color. I think it's because I like strawberries. Even though those are red, they just assume that pink's the right color for strawberries. That it's my favorite color, but it's not. I'm too polite to tell anyone otherwise, of course. It's not the kind of thing worth getting worried about. But I'll bet even you thought pink was my favorite color. Blue, that's my favorite color. My mom and dad are the only two who know about that, and now you do too.
Thanks for telling me, I think.
You're welcome.
There's a pause as she considers what to say next, drawing a quick breath.
I can't carry a tune to save my life. I can hum, but actually singing a song is something I've never been able to do. I don't mind, because I'm not a fan of karaoke anyway.
Well, that's one potential date idea out the window.
People all think that I'm really popular and a friendly person, but I only have a few close friends. Probably because I keep everyone in the dark. But I think it's also because I hate the idea of losing a close friend. There aren't many people worth the risk. I'm terrible at saying goodbye. I sometimes think that I only run because it's what I used to do with my father. You're not my first boyfriend. I dated a guy for a long while during my second year at Yamaku, but then we broke up because I didn't want to get closer to him. I couldn't live with that distance between us.
Her rate of speaking increases slightly, as if she's rushing toward the finish line.
I'm actually 1 year older than you. Everybody thinks I'm younger because I'm short, but I had to skip one school year because of my accident. They initially thought I was paralyzed when they pulled me out of the wreckage. I lost my legs already. They were afraid that I wouldn't even be able to use what was left of them. After surgery, it was clear that their initial assessment was mistaken. I couldn't feel my legs because of shock. Short-term paralysis due to the other trauma I had experienced. My recovery was one of the fastest they've ever seen, or so they told me. I never found out if they were serious about that, or if they told that to all the patients learning to walk again.
She pauses, guiding herself for one last effort.
8 years ago today, I lost my legs. I lost my father as well. He died on the way to the hospital. I didn't even get to go to the gravesite until 2 months later. I couldn't attend his funeral.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. That's what everyone always says. That they're sorry. I hate hearing that. Like anyone could have done anything to change what happened. You know, the best piece of advice I got? These things happen. I don't even remember who said it. I guess they didn't have anything better to say. But it's true, you know? These things happen. There's nothing you can do about it. They aren't necessarily planned. They aren't always bad. They aren't always good, but they are. So I made the decision that I would live without worrying about the future. Be sure that I never had to say goodbye again. I decided I wouldn't let people get close to me anymore. After all, they'd be taken away at any time. And you know what?
She laughs a little bitterly. Her eyes start to well up with tears. I step forward to embrace her. She holds up a hand to stop me.
Not finished.
Deep breath, and she continues.
It worked pretty well. Until I met you and saw that you were trying to adjust the stuff here. So I thought I'd help you, and they were so nice, and I couldn't help it.
Tears are flowing now. She accepts her embrace this time. The rest of her sentence is mumbled into my chest.
I tried not to fall for you, but I did. And then I tried to keep you at a distance, like with my first boyfriend, but I couldn't. But I've been so scared because I don't want to lose you, and I might anyway.
Hey, I'm still around, right? Maybe I won't be forever, but don't you think it'll be fun while it lasts? Neither of us could survive the day. It could be a bus crash or something, but so long as I know that I've been with you, I don't think it matters. A sudden thought strikes me. I can't help laughing. The condition had me scared of dying so badly that I immediately seized another opportunity Emmy presented to improve my odds of living longer. Without Emmy, would there have been any motivation to keep up with my running? It hits me that Emmy is the reason I want to go running every day, so I can spend as much time with her as possible. Emmy looks up to me confused. We'll go on living until we stop, and when we stop living, we'll be able to know that at least we've had time together. I wouldn't have it any other way, because I love you, Emmy, and right now, That's enough for me. Emi smiles through her tears and steps back from me.
You know, it's funny.
What is?
I thought that the best way to live in the moment was to do it alone. But now I don't think I have to have it any other way, either. I'm glad I met you, Sal.
Well, these things happen. I stay out by the grave for a while as Emi pays her respects to her father. She's ready to go. We exit the graveyard side by side. Emi's mother drives us back to Yamaku. The trip back is very quiet. We wave goodbye as the car drives off, and I glance down at the girl leaning on my arm. How are you feeling? Emi shrugs non-committedly.
I'll be fine. Come on, let's go.
We pause outside the girl's dorm and I turn to face Emi, ready to say goodbye.
Why don't you come up for a while?
Okay. The walk up to her room is in silence. Sure why I suppose I'd be turned away at the door. Guess I just assumed she wanted me to be alone. Her mom, the nurse, hell, everyone who knew the significance of today seemed to think it best to leave Emi alone. She took me into the graveyard with her, told me the whole story of what happened all the day she lost her legs. She wanted me around. The significance of this does not escape me. He opens the door, steps to her room, not even bothering to invite me in, holding the door for me expectantly. Step in and the door swings shut behind me.
Hey, can I ask you a favor?
Sure. Can't guarantee I'll do it, but... Emi giggles and pulls me into a kiss that starts off soft, deepens into something almost desperate.
Stay with me, please.
Voice has dropped to a whisper. Question is barely audible over the sound of my own breathing. There's something about the way that she asks that question, the hesitancy in it, the quiet voice, that makes me think she doesn't mean tonight. No, she means exactly what she says. Stay with me, not tonight or forever. Because both of us know there's no such thing as forever. There's no time limit to her request. There's just a request. A favor. Can I do that? Can I stay with her? Of course. We embrace again. Emi guides me towards the bed, sitting backwards with care until she sits down on the edge. And then we see this amazing picture. 3 of these in one night. It's insane. Collapse next to Emi, who almost immediately curls against me, smiling. Mentally, I feel grateful that Emi keeps her nails short. Otherwise, I think she might have drawn blood. What happened? Sit up briefly to dispose of the now-used condom and lay back down next to Emi, who in turn taken care of cleaning herself off. For a while, we lay in silence, savoring the feeling of being next to one another. Emi is the first to speak.
Hey, Sal.
Thanks for coming with me today.
I smile and plant a kiss on her head. Of course. My pleasure. Emi snuggles closer and I can feel her breathing again. Breathing begins to slacken as she begins to drift off to sleep. Just as she's about to fall asleep, she wakes up enough to mutter a single sentence.
I love you, Sal.
Then she's out like a light, leaving me feeling like I'm on top of the world. Draw the slumbering Emi as close as possible, pull the covers over us to keep the chill off, and fall asleep as happy as I ever been. Yay! We did it. We found out the true story of Emi's backstory, I guess. The morning light seems to reach further into Emi's room than it does into mine. This results in my waking up earlier than I would have if I had gone back to my room last night, as had previously been our routine. Never realized it until this morning, but this is the first time we've actually spent the night together. A small movement from my partner's still slumbering form caused me to look to the side. Hair is splayed across her face. Emi continues to sleep peacefully curled up next to me. Slightly weird seeing her without her trademark twin tails, but it's also a look I could get used to. Small size of the beds here necessitates her curling up. I'm pretty sure she would have done so anyway. The covers are nearly over her head, and a smile as an errant strand of hair causes her nose to twist slightly. Unable to help myself, I draw a little closer and move a move which she seems to think is a good idea. Her steady breathing raises a trail of goosebumps on my chest, but I don't mind. No longer tired. I do not feel a need to move from my current position. Emi's warm body and repose against mine is far too comfortable to move. I gaze up at the ceiling and consider how it is that we got to this point. I'm close for a while, but not this close. Seems like only yesterday as she ran into me in the hallway, After apologizing, decided to take an interest in my well-being. That grew into something else, which I at least was not expecting. One thing is for certain. Having found Emmy, I will try as hard as I can not to lose her. My morning musing is interrupted by further movement from Emmy. Her eyes flutter open and she seems briefly confused by my presence in her bed, as well as her current state of dress, which is non-existent. Then she smiles happily and sits up, her face looking down at me.
Good morning, Hisao.
Hi, sleep well?
Yeah, you did. Exhausting day yesterday, you know?
Think back over yesterday's trip to the graveyard. Yeah, glad to hear you slept well.
How'd you sleep?
Well enough, although you kept hogging the covers. This earns me a shove and a stuck-out tongue. I chuckle, and Emmy giggles a little, and we fall quiet for a while. Soak up the feeling of how right it all seems, waking up with Emmy by me, crammed into a bed made for one person. Something I can get used to.
Hey, Hisao. Thanks for sticking around.
No problem. Save me the walk back anyway, right? This draws another giggle, but then Emmy's expression turns serious again.
No, really. I kept trying to push you away because I thought that was the right thing to do. You stuck around through it all. I haven't made any of this easy for you, but you stuck it out anyway. So really, I mean it. Thank you. He punctuates this by giving me a kiss, pulling back and looking at me with an expression of affection. I reach up and ruffle her hair, smiling all the while. Stupidly lucky, I think. To have come through everything after my heart attack and to somehow have found this girl is nothing short of a miracle. You're very welcome, Emmy. Couldn't bear the thought of giving you up. I even continue to stick around if you want. I'd like that.
That settles it then. I don't know how long my heart will keep working. Don't even really know what I'll do after this year's over, apart from going to university. As long as Emmy's around, I think I'll be okay. I managed to help her. She's managed to help me. Keep doing that, we'll be okay, I think.
So, Hisao? What do you want to do today?
Oh, that's so good. Oh, so nice. That's so cute. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's very good. You gonna play the ending? Oh, that's really good. Hey, we'll skip this. Alright. Boom! Emmy route! Done! Actually, not as long as I thought it'd be. Thought I was gonna be like in for a longer haul. Like another hour, at least. But oh, that was good. That was good. It's very interesting. Cause you know, there's a sense of like liveliness to the characters. And I'm not saying that like other visual novels that I play don't. I'm saying that I'm lucky that other visual novels, and this one included, have a very liveliness to their characters that make everything feel, it feels good. Like, just to like get to that end part with Emmy was really nice. I thought it was great. And it's a very cute relationship, I think. Like, ultimately, when it comes down to like both of these, both the Hanakura and the Emmy routes, they seem very light in terms of exposure and drama. I think the Hanako one felt a little more like they introduced more heavy-handed than the Emmy one. The Emmy one felt it had a very natural progression, I felt like, in comparison. I felt the Hanako one, some parts were a little forced. I'm not knocking the characters, I'm just knocking the way the story is written. Just so you guys know. But with that said, like, I am enjoying this game tremendously. Because even, like that was good. That was just really good. Like, I liked how Emmy, like, just spouted off all those random things before she got to, like, what she had to say at the graveyard. She's like, she's like, thanks for being around. And he's like, yeah, I'll stick around. Like, that was all done very well. Like, I think it was nice. Like, this is a nice experience so far. Like, I'm very much looking forward to seeing more. To like indulging in more, because this was great. Like this was really good. Like having a blast playing Katawa Shoujo. I feel like my emotions have like these highs and lows, like it like oscillates between these highs and lows, and then like it gets to the end. I'm like, I was good, good. I feel very satisfied at the end of at the end of each route, and I know I'm not going 100%. Like I purposely am not going for bad endings. I'm just going for like 100% and true endings, and I think it's a good approach like to it. Like I feel that I don't have to go get the extra stuff, you know, for it. Like I think, or if I do, I'll just do it on my own time. But you know, that was really good. I'm looking forward to playing more next week. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Slightly longer, but to get to conclusion naming route. Visual Thursdays with me, Anime Fan RK2K. And we'll do more. We'll play more Katawa Shoujo. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys in the next whatever I do. Have a good night. Peace.